Welcome in, folks. Welcome in. We're back with Cyberpunk. A few weeks in a row is a new one with episode 15. Nice round number. I as always am Jonathan. Pronouns he any. Your game master for the evening. In this anti-penultimate episode, I believe is the correct thing. Third to last. Going to finish off with a bang here. Fun fact for the week. I think I'd mentioned this a few episodes back that I was just dipping my toe into speedrunning with a game called Titan Souls. Well, as of a couple of days ago, my first ever official posted run is on speedrun.com at 22 minutes and 18 seconds, 100% run of Titan Souls, sitting at a nice, comfortable 60th place. Plenty of room to improve. It's only up from there. It's just really cool thing. At least to me it is. I'm having fun with it. It's the important thing. Yeah, so let's kick everything around. Usual intros and facts, fun or otherwise. Let's start with Lee.
Hi, I'm Lee, and I am playing, my pronouns are she, her. I'm playing Beau Delarue, whose pronouns are he, any. And fun fact, I guess, is I'm going to Otakon this weekend, which should be a lot of fun. It is a Japanese pop art, culture, music, etc. convention in Washington, D.C. And but let's be real, it's mostly about the anime and the cosplay. But it is also co-sponsored by the Japanese embassy, which is pretty darn cool. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I am mostly going to be going in disguise as characters that a gajillion people will be cosplaying, so that I can just have chill vibes the whole weekend, but still cosplay, which will be good.
Absolutely. Love to hear it. I've never been to Otakon myself before. I did not know it was this weekend. I'll have to check my schedule, see if I can pop in at some point. I'm always a sucker for good conventions. All right. Spin the wheel around to Matthew.
Hello, my name is Matthew. He, him. I am playing Opera, who may or may not be a head in a jar, I've been led to believe. I have not been led to believe that.
Can neither confirm nor deny. Continue.
My fun fact, and this is purely personal, this is not meant as an attack on anybody, but I personally have never been a tremendous believer in the results of personality tests like Myers-Briggs, Enneagrams, those kinds of things, but at work this last week, I got exposed to a new kind of one, and I am actually a huge fan of the kinds of questions people ask on personality tests. So while the results I find kind of inane and fortune cookie-ish, I do find it fun when, in a business context, I am asked to rate whether I consider myself more a person who enjoys learning the causes of world wars or a person who prefers thinking about the population of the world in 50 years. Yes, that was a confidence scale between those two things. Anyway, I'm very good at intellection.
Wait, I'm sorry. Say that one more time.
Literally, they give you two statements that are not contradictory, and they ask you to do a confidence scale towards one or the other. So it would be like, I am frequently late. I often make time for other people.
Oh, okay.
I think I would die, because both of those things are so equally true.
There were 217 questions, and the point was to answer them as fast as possible.
Whoa.
So this would have been a Lee dies of frustration test.
I think they actually
I'm way too indecisive for that.
I think they actually have a personality type for people who die during the test.
Yeah, indecisive ADHD.
Anywho, just knowing that they really wear their pseudoscience on their sleeve with the word intellection there was my fun fact.
Interesting. What's the name of this test? I feel like I may have taken this before.
The Clifton Strengths Assessment, and I'm sure I have no idea if this is proprietary or something. I do not own the rights to any of these weird-ass questions. Please don't sue me, Gallup.
I think I have actually taken that before, but I'll have to dig those up. I'm pretty sure I got the book at a previous job of mine. Anyway, Yay, yay! Personality tests definitely determine who you are as a person down to your very core without any errors. Angela.
Hey, I am Angela, she, her, playing Patch, aka Tara Trilby, also she, her. I'm not going to any convention, and I didn't take any personality test this week. Although the cat just unplugged something from the wall. I have no idea what. It was probably important, but I'm sure I'll find out eventually. So that is the most exciting thing that has happened to me all day.
Well, that's one way to test the cat test. Is it important? You'll find out soon.
Pretty much.
Excellent. And last but not least, Ashley.
I'm Ashley, she, her, and I'm playing Pixie. And my fun fact is like like a lot of people this weekend, I went and saw Barbie, and it was great, and I highly recommend it to everybody.
Excellent. I have yet to go to the theater and jump on the Barbenheimer train, but I've heard good things about both of them. Barbie in particular.
I didn't do the double shot or double hitter, but Barbie was great.
Yeah.
Can't speak to the other one.
Yeah, I've heard both very good, but if you do both, doubleheader or not, I've heard it's better to watch Oppenheimer first and then Barbie, just like as a tonal shift, which makes sense. As heavy as Oppenheimer seems to be, I feel like I would want to feel a little bit better about things afterward and go see the Barbie movie.
I will say Barbie made me cry.
Oh.
So, I mean, there's that, but also I haven't laughed that hard at a movie in a long time. So you get both.
Yeah. Also heard that as well, like that it was just surprisingly very funny. So yes. I'm looking forward to both of them for different reasons. All right. Yeah, I'm just waiting for the post-credit scene where Barbie is actually a nuclear scientist, and you just see the white flash go off. All right. With those introductions done, let's jump right into the recap. Boop. Get that background going. So last time on Cyberpunk, there was a lot of activity. The gang here snuck... I have to think for a moment. Yes. So a few things happened. For one, Opera split in... All right. Let's go from the top. Take two. 15 episodes in, and I still haven't learned my lesson about writing these things down. As a person with ADHD, who needs it, right? So, big things last time. The team continued their assault and infiltration mission on the GGF Diplomat, with the overall mission being to capture Commander Vixrin, the commanding commander on the ship, this flagship for the New Gallic military. The team had split up. Opera went off to the weapons array. Patch had gone to the brig, and Bo and Pixie were making their way towards the bridge. Patch, of course, after finding and speaking with the gardener, aka Shaw Rosenmaker, smuggled a flashbang grenade, yes, to the gardener, and cross fingers, hope for the best. Maybe there'll be some sort of opportunity for them. Made their way back. And the cliffhanger before the last episode was Opera basically being caught in the act there in the weapons array. What ultimately happened was Opera was able to hold off the personnel there, but some of the Liar Guard, the elite forces of the New Gallic military, were en route. And in a bid to hold to the mission, Opera set up a few of the weapon energy cells there in front of the doorway, and as they entered, fired on those energy cells, taking the Liar Guard and the weapons array with him. And seemingly was, well, made the ultimate sacrifice to make sure that the mission would succeed. And successfully disabling the weapons that bombarded Echo Center. Meanwhile, in the wake of that massive explosion, the rest of the crew met back up with Leska and the remaining strike team forces, made it to the bridge, and had a ruse able to get in close to Commander Vixra, and Bo succeeded in a face-down roll, though he did not exactly comply with going quietly after threatening his family. Losing his cool, losing that face-down did mean he had a -2 penalty for all actions for the entirety of the combat. There was definitely some back and forth. Thankfully, through the power of numbers, both the number of people on your side as well as the fortune of the dice, despite some surprising combat capabilities from the, we'll say, veteran commander there, you were able to successfully dispatch of both of the Liar Guard that were standing guard, as well as disable Commander Vixra, still alive, but with a shattered leg. He's not going anywhere very quickly. And also of note, you did end up plugging in Jacobot into the computer systems in order to help yourselves take control of the system. And that is where we find ourselves now. Before we continue with the gang in the bridge, there was at the very end a moment with Opera, who we thought was dead. But we had a moment where, Opera, your eyes opened, you took a breath, and as you reached forward, your hand hit against some sort of surface here in front of you. And that is actually where we're going to start with Opera. As I throw on this other background. So, Opera, you find yourself here in this. Quickly as you feel around, it feels quite claustrophobic. It's almost like you're in a coffin of some kind. You can just make out there are some very faint lights coming from in front of you. They surface as your eyes adjust, your brain sort of gets back up to speed. You are somewhat dizzied. It takes you a moment to remember and realize you remember the moment of you choosing to fire on those energy cells, and there was just that split second that seemed to last a lifetime. See, clearly now the smoke is gone. That split second, that sharp relief silhouette of the Liar Guard in front of you, and anyone else would likely have not felt a thing, would have been gone before they knew it. You, with your very sturdy, enhanced body, were unfortunately sturdy enough to experience just the briefest moment of what happened. That explosion, eardrums instantly just shredded, and this full body heat, pressure, and just pain. Absolute shocking, overwhelming pain before everything went away. And now you are here. Somehow. You're not entirely sure where here is or how you got here, but here you are. With a little bit more pressure, like pushing on the surface in front of you, there is this pneumatic hiss here. There's a few sort of these like beepings of some sort of moderating system that now swim into focus, in your hearing focus, and that hiss. The lid opens. You look around and this looks quite similar to, well, what feels like a long time ago now. In real life, it's been quite some time. The first complex, your first mission here on this campaign, where there is a side chamber that had one functioning cloning tube. At a glance, this room seems to be that. At the moment, you're not sure if it's the same one. And it does seem as if there is, in fact, just this single tube. But, yes, that is where you find yourself. What do you do?
And Mutti told me not to eat that green mushroom I found in that box.
All right. What do you do?
I will, before I move anything, I know that I have experienced quite a shock. So I'm going to activate my external diagnostic scanners by looking at my own body with my human eyes.
Of course. Real quick here. I am actually going to... Oh. Of course, it's not in the index. Why would it be? Hold on. I'm looking for the... Well, there we go. Okay. Perfect. I would like for you to roll 1d6, please. Yes, Jeff, full team stream. We got this.
Fear.
4. So with this 4, obviously the sort of shock, this mental shock of one experiencing your own death and having that moment here, that sort of traumatic moment, and then coming out on the other side somehow. You're still not 100% clear on what the order of operations here was. You are going to take 4 humanity loss, 4 points of humanity loss for this traumatic event.
I've got humanity to spare.
Yeah, is after that therapy session. It's a very good therapy session. As you look down at yourself with your external ocular sensors, everything seems intact. Everything is where you left it. And even even your equipment is all still there. It's like there was it's like someone took a snapshot of you just before you died, and here you are.
I quickly dig through and pull out my toaster knife.
Toaster knife is there.
I thought I had lost you.
You hear just a little like little whir of vibration from it, and
I did use the parts from several Tamagotchis.
yeah. So, and just to clarify for the visual here, it's like your standard dual slot toaster, but there's just a knife sticking out of it.
No, when it pops up, 2 knives shoot out.
Oh, love it. Yeah, it's almost like it purrs a little bit as you hold it and vibrates, and with you can tell an affectionate as the knives extend.
Now, save some energy for later. We need to get out of here first. I tuck him back into his velvet-lined carrying compartment and deposit him in my backpack, and then get out of the mysterious tube that I found myself in yet again.
Perfect. There is one door exiting this chamber here that's sort of hanging ajar. Already, yeah, Look, that is a legitimate concern. Toaster knife. It's got to be for toaster knife. The doors hang ajar. Even without any rolls or checks or anything, the air here is stagnant. There is dust just hanging in the air. It would seem like this place has been abandoned for some time. Looking around, you can see there are like settings, like settings for other tubes, and it has just all been removed, it would seem.
Tentatively, I reach for my agent,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to flip it open and see if I have any pending quips from Friend Computer. If I have any quipception down here.
Yeah, so you flip open your agent, see, pending quips, you do get one. Yeah, you get one pending that pops up, of a... When you get to hell, tell him Humphrey Bogartron and Opera sent you. Wait, what? How? What's going on here, Chief? Huh.
Wait, is this live or is this some kind of outgoing message prank?
Sorry, that last remark was pending there for a moment. This bit is live. We are live, of course, which is kind of the strange thing that we are in fact live.
Do you have any idea where we are at the moment? Can you triangulate our position or finally do something useful for me?
Let me check in here. There are a couple of beeps and bloops as it seems to scan, and then well, that's a first. Well, I've got some good news, and do I have good news? It's mostly bad news. / strange news. The deal is, there is a very weak connection as best I can tell, but every time it cycles through, the location data changes. I can't get a pin on us.
And it didn't occur to you that there's simply maybe some kind of scrambling going on? Did you really need to be so dramatic, Friend Computer? We're already dealing with a very tense situation.
Okay, listen here, pal. I think we're all on the same team here. As far as the scrambling goes, yes, of course I thought of the scrambling. Look, I'm a veteran of this kind of thing. If this is scrambling, it's not any kind of scrambling I've experienced before, but it has to be, right?
Well, I used to work at the Grey Garden. I've been scrambled in ways you couldn't even imagine, so I will check this out myself. I'm gonna snap him shut and start looking around.
You get a... Now see here, you... And you snap it shut. Yep. Yeah, and you... So you... Sorry. You walk out into like the main chamber, it would seem, and yes, it does appear to be some kind of laboratory, much similar to the sort of underground chamber, the complex chambers that you have been in before, but now you can tell that this is not one of those. It's not the same exact chamber. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say, are there any lockers or anything around? Because I would, if possible, like to see if I can find any color-coded jumpsuits and see if I have accidentally found myself in an even higher security place than before, because Opera is still always on the lookout for some secret tech.
Of course. So what you see here is again, like dust continues to be thickened here. It's so thick like you don't even see any footprints in the dust on the ground. Like it is, although it does seem as if all of the equipment in here, like you get, a chair here or there, or like one table, but this place looks as if it was picked clean. You've been on enough scavenging missions to tell, like, somebody picked this place clean. Not recently, it would seem. Of note, you see 2 doors. One on your right, one on your left. The one on the right does have an exit sign. There, up there. To the left, there is another door that you clock as being... you see another door that seems to lead maybe deeper into this place or to some other location. But something else that catches your eye is a sign up on the wall. You can make out... like an E. There's some pretty heavy dust over this sign, if you would like to check it out.
We'll go over and engage automatic cleaning protocol.
You wipe away the dust here. As you wipe the front line, you can like make out like an E and a C. You see Echo Complex there on the sign.
I can't quite put my finger on it, but there's something about this echo things that's reverberating with me.
You hear a ping from your agent.
Nice one!
Oh, Jacobot, you survived the blast too, how wonderful.
Yeah! I'm also here to help.
Well, perhaps you will be more successful than Humphrey Bogart 2D2.
That's also a very good one. Yep. Nice.
Maybe. What do you need, boss?
Where are we? And don't say something like underground. I'm having a very bad day.
Okay. I will not say that.
He's going to say something else obvious, isn't he?
Don't know.
Snake.
We're here in this room.
Yeah, you snap it back shut.
Alright, fine. Well, the first things first is we were in the middle of pitched combat with an apocalyptic gunship, so as much as I would enjoy to explore this place a little further, so long as I can ensure that none of the doors are going to close behind me, forever locking me away from the secrets of this miraculous vault, I will proceed in the direction marked exit.
Excellent. You walk over to the door marked exit, and you attempt to open it, and it will not. Will not open.
Verdammte Scheiße. Fine, I guess the only way out is through. I shall turn towards the ominous door with no notation and no protective suits or anything. But I will be keeping my eyes and ears peeled for any gas leaks, radioactivity, laser tripwires, that kind of thing.
Got it. You turn back around and walk towards the other door, and it... Was it always a wooden door?
Oh, no.
But you...
I look at a clock.
You look at the time, the clock on your agent, and at first it says 11. And you kind of look back up. You look back, it says 4:32. And then 7:15. It can't seem to get a bead.
Well, I do recall there being friendly people who had useless wooden doors, so I'm just going to go through it. Opera thinks to himself he's going to go through the wooden door, and he doesn't bother opening it. He just walks through the wooden door.
You amazing. So you go up to the wooden door and you just try and plow your way through it. There is sort of this creaking, this groaning of protest as you can hear and feel the wood almost splintering here. But there is this sort of, it seems to echo both in the chamber that you're in and in whatever space lies beyond, just this as you try and get this door open. And that is where we're going to hard cut, roll title credit sequence, and shift back over to the rest of the crew. So as a reminder, let's go over to, I believe, yeah, it's all set up. We are here on the GGF Diplomat. The three of you are in the bridge with Leska, the strike team. I believe you lost one of your strike team members, but everybody else is intact.
Not
Did you?
yet.
Oh no, that was right. That was a mistake I made last time. Nope, everybody is varying levels of injured, but still alive, still around. And Commander Vixra has very begrudgingly accepted that in this he is really not in a position to do much here with his shattered leg. That is when I used these before. Leska speaks up. All right, crew. We have the commander. It is now time to make our escape. There are escape pods, of course. I think with your friend plugged into the ship, it should be easy enough to secure that exit. But of course, we will need to figure out some way to get from here to there with the commander. What do you think?
You mean we can't keep this one?
She looks at you and smiles. Oh, I have all plans and intentions to have the ship secured. But even though everything is in chaos, if we make our exit now, then we can and will return en force. Now that they are leaderless, running around with their heads cut off, as it were, I think we will have a much better time taking the ship entirely. And also with the weapons. Oh, yes.
We might also have a mutiny going on down in the brig. Just putting that out there.
Yes, even better. That will only aid us.
Yeah, I was just gonna say we got a whole bunch of prisoners. We're trying to get out of here too. So
one of them might actually even be a friend.
Well, are you sorry? One more time. What did you say?
Oh, sorry. One of them might actually even be a friend, or at least a friend of yours.
That is great news. Well, I think I already heard over the comms that, who it was. But yes, that is very true. And I would, in fact, like to rescue at least that one in particular scrawny little ass and get him off the ship. However, there does, I would imagine, happen to be a large contingency of soldiers and such between us and our ship. My thought, perhaps, is if we can get confirmation all the prisoners are on our getaway ship, maybe we get our getaway ship to come around here to the front, and I continue doing what I was doing to the window, and we break that window and we do a little yeet style exit.
Yeah. Yeah, if you Yeah, if
Official
you wanted,
standardized yeet exit.
yeah, if you want to make that absolutely awesome action movie exit, you certainly can. But yes, to clarify, order of operations of. So, are you like trying to pick up the gardener? Sorry, yeah. Go ahead and. What's the plan?
So my thought is, well, if we're assuming that Opera is KO'd at the moment, if we hear anything otherwise, then I would say, work him into it. But I was, also, so the order of operations would be, if we can, get the prisoners onto our ship. And I was going to try to utilize at least one of the two Carls or whatever, my force people, to help shepherd those guys onto our ship. Once we have confirmation that they're on the ship, that one would come around to the front. And while they're doing that, that would also give Opera time to get to the ship if V is able to. And that would also give us time to work on busting out the window and getting a sort of impromptu loading dock set up.
Okay, now I understand the plan. Got it. So you're very clever. This is why I left it open-ended, because love these ideas. So instead of trying to move through the ship with the commander in tow, you're just gonna exit right from here. Love it. Okay. Yeah, I think that with with the remaining strike force teams here, if you want to like send them towards the brig to try and recover at least the gardener, if not more of these I was about to say revolting prisoners, but the other kind of revolting. Yeah, I think that would be accomplishable.
Yeah, I figured like one would stay on the ship to kind of keep the ship going, and the other would be the one to kind of corral people and be like, hey, you guys go this way, like with the glow sticks,
Okay. Yeah.
Air traffic controller.
Yeah. Something else to consider. Yeah, I will let you know is
if you don't want to die.
Yeah. Something else to consider is all the technicians and pilots and stuff are still in this room. They are. So whatever it is y'all want to do with them, that may also be a consideration.
Oh, I have a quick question.
Mm-hmm.
So is the Liar Guard itself still a problem?
Overall, yes. There are still Liar Guard present on the ship, but it would seem the bulk of their forces were running towards the weapons array after the explosion and after the sort of like broadcast you set out to like get more. That's right. Over the radio, you like said there's an emergency. There's a cyber psycho. Like bring all the forces we have. So yes, they are in this instant distracted. You don't know how long that will last.
And would they or any of their cyberware programming at all be plugged into the ship? Or connected to the ship in some way?
Yeah, they would be patched into, like, the ship communication system.
Would that also sort of semi-connect them to Jackbot?
It does now.
Hey, Jackbot, what do you feel about fucking up some security? Go wild.
Sounds like fun.
I thought you'd say that.
And yeah.
I've never been a ship before. Whee!
And yeah, so Jacobot goes forward with you had some of the strike force kind of like in the hallway trying to like hold off any Liar Guard that might be advancing. Yeah, I'd say like very, very faintly, even though they're not close, but very faintly, you even hear just like this crackling and static noise, as well as like shouts of alarm as he is just like overloading everything that he is in connection with on these Liar Guard.
That's my boy.
Yeah, so that's absolutely. So I would say with that, your strike force is going to have an even easier time of making their way. You also still have your uniforms. As far as the ship at large, you have not blown your cover outside of the bridge. So you could, even more likely that you'll be unaccosted. Okay. With that. All right, so Strike Force going to try and liberate Gardner, possibly others. Liar Guard is even further delayed. And then some. Oh, thought I hit the wrong loop button. And yeah, you can radio the Carl and Carl's Jr. to bring the ship around once they get on board to right in front of the bridge window. That is easily accomplishable. What are you doing with all the folks who work here in the bridge?
How many of them are there?
About a dozen.
How many people can the ship that we brought here hold?
It could fit like. It would be tight. There might be a little bit of sardining in there, but you could likely fit in yourselves, whatever prisoners that they're able to recover, and the folks here in the bridge. They, after seeing what you did to the commander and Liar Guard, they are not exactly in a position to bargain. But you could cram them into like the back, the kind of cargo bay area.
I mean, I don't necessarily want them to like. I mean, this ship, we're not letting it crash. The bigger ship, the Diplomat, we're not letting it crash, right? We're still doing something with it.
Mm-hmm.
So my kind of thought is, I wouldn't necessarily want. I mean, if we get the vibe that they are maybe going to be useful to us, we can take them with us. But otherwise, we don't want people that might go rat us out.
I can ride the ship. Sounds like fun.
I also do have a sleep grenade left.
We might want to save that in case we run into Liar Guard.
I'm not sure that's going to work on them.
Oh, fair point.
Did you see what they're covered in?
True.
Yeah.
What's the tone in this in the bridge right now? Like, are these technicians and whoever, like, do they feel hostile towards us, or are they just like, we're just here, please don't hurt us?
You can make a human perception check to kind of read the room.
Can I roll for, or can I do that check as well?
Yeah. I'd say those who would like, other than Opera, may do so. Okay, 12, 14, and an 18. Cool. With that 18 patch, these are not combat track soldiers. Like, they are military personnel, but these are technicians. You get the feeling like that if an opportunity presents itself, they'll probably reassert control. But unless that opportunity presents itself, they will begrudgingly go along with you. Like, seeing the commander surrender also kind of keyed them in. It's like, they're looking for an opportunity, but if it doesn't present itself, they are forced to go along with what you all say.
And where are the escape pods from here?
So if you look, at least the main escape pod area, I'm trying to think, like, just like make sense. Main escape pod area is right here on the diagram. It's actually kind of in the middle of the ship, close to the hangar. Here is like the main escape pod area. There are some, since Jacobot is plugged into the computer, he is able to tell you that, like, there are a couple of other, like, scattered escape pods here because, you know, if something happens in the front of the ship, you don't want to run all the way to the middle or back to get to an escape pod. There are a couple of scattered ones, but, like, the bulk of them are there.
I mean, we could at least, like, send them away from the main ship somewhere so they're not a problem. At least immediate problem.
Sure. Well, I'll just turn to him real quick and say, quick poll here. Who of y'all hate your job and your boss? And I give a little kick to the commander and thinks he's a giant twat. Just raise your hands, just a real quick poll.
All of you can hear Commander Vixra's teeth grinding. Go ahead and make a persuasion check there, Bo.
Persuasion. I can never remember where it is. There it is. Okay. Oh, come on. That's rude. I don't like that.
You see some, like, glances between these technicians and pilots, but you also see some of the, like, between them, but you also see some glances going towards the commander, who is all impotent but quiet fury here, teeth grinding. None of them, some of them, like, look sheepishly away, but nobody raises a hand or speaks up.
I see that y'all might be afraid of this person right here. I'm gonna go ahead and invoke earmuffs, and we're gonna try this again. And I politely shove him to the ground, and I sit on his face.
All right. Hi there, folks. Sorry about that. So, that's a new one. Computer just crashed. Sorry about that, folks. Yep. So, music's back. All that's back. Computer crashed for reasons. So, resuming where, and here's, yes, exactly when I edit the VOD, we can cut back in right here. Bo has just sat on the commander to pull the room once again. At this point, yeah, like, you completely blocking out, you see a couple of them, like, especially towards the back, the more ancillary systems and whatnot, kind of, like, sheepishly raise their hand.
Great. So y'all who just raised your hand, I think y'all get to come hang out with us on the really safe ship that's going to go somewhere a lot more pleasant than here. And you can help maybe start a civilization, or, you know, start a way of living that's going to be a lot more enjoyable than whatever crap's going on here. You know, and worst case scenario, we just make sure you get back to your family safe and sound or whatever. The rest of y'all, we want y'all to be okay too. Don't worry. We're not psychopaths like this guy. but y'all may just have to chill on this ship for a while. But if you do fuck with us, we will tear you up. So just like be cool, be chill vibes only. Thank you. Have a great day.
Or else. Get it?
You tell him, bud.
Yeah, or else.
Perfect.
Yeah. And then I will lift myself up off of or Bo will lift himself up off of the commander so he can breathe again.
Perfect. For the sake of time here, so this has been done. You see that on the folks who didn't raise their hands, you see like beep, 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 on the screens here. Then you just see just like a little blip, and you hear from those monitors,
Yeah, I'm in charge now.
as Jacobot locks them out of the system.
Get it.
Cool. So you sending strike to Leska actually has not spoken in a bit. She says, yes, this is a very good plan. I was thinking of a ruse to sneak the commander through the ship, but I like this plan. No ruse needed.
Go big or go home, darling.
Fortunately, we get to do both.
Yes.
Cool. Stremchin goes, since he's your friend, your contact, your whatnot, go ahead and roll. I'm going to say roll a D10 luck check for me here, Bo. But with all the things that have transpired thus far, I will give you advantage. Roll 2d10 and we'll take the higher. All right, so that's a 2. 7. 7 is better. Okay.
Yes.
With a 7. Oh, yeah. 7, Matthew. Matthew, go ahead and roll a d6 for me. 5. Okay. So the strike teams go to accomplish the mission. You radio into the Carls to be ready. Several minutes pass as the strike teams make their way to the brig, and with that, you get radio confirmation from them that I don't think I gave the strike team glasses, but yeah, you hear them radio in.
Seems like we were able to, well, us knowing him by me.
We'll say that, yes, you described the gardener to them. Well, actually, the Patch, your strike force was there to witness this, so so information is passed. They know who they're looking for. They know the name, what he looks like, etc. And you do get radio confirmation that...
All right, we've acquired the target. He's okay. Seems to have slipped away using a grenade. We've got a handful of other folks as well. We're able to bail out, but gotta get out of here quick. It is real hairy in here. As you hear
in like the background of like various like shots being fired, it is a lot of anarchy and chaos on this ship. With, again, all the myriad of things that have happened. So they make their way to the hangar. They get on board, and a minute later, you see the ship sort of descend and is hovering right in front of the bridge window. What do you do?
I will take my grappling hook and shoot it across the way to make like a little zip line thing to make it a little easier for folks to get across, and then like try to find some sort of plank or I don't know, loose piece of steel for folks to walk on. But I'll probably just make two of the other, I don't know. Bow is like strong, but again, it's very like what did we call it? Very like cosmetic muscles, you know?
Yeah, the vanity muscles, right?
Vanity muscles, yes. But yeah, he'll get two of these guys to like move some sort of walking plank system just for safety, if we could find something.
I also have a grappling gun if that helps in any way.
Oh yeah, there we go. I think between all of us, we could probably
do one above the other, so we also have something to.
Yeah.
Yeah, or like get two to the sides or something. I don't know. Yeah, we'll figure out some sort of system to get people across. Although I do want to, take the commander over and just the like. I want to like lift him up and just do the whole like knock him around a little bit and be like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. That's that's my bad. Just a whole like slapstick routine to get him across the thing.
Yeah. You absolutely, like kind of buffet this person with so yes, with these grappling hooks, you're able to basically create a sort of temporary dock of sorts, like pulled in closer and able to get. It's not exactly. It would not pass any OSHA codes, but it is at least good enough to get you through as you, bust out the window, which takes a little bit of effort. Like this it's very, very, very reinforced thick glass, but eventually, yes, you're able to bust open the window and start getting folks across. And as you buffet the commander there, again, teeth grinding, but being divested of all weapons, can't walk. It is actually a bit of a hassle. Not all of the buffeting, I think, is intentional, as it is just actually difficult to get this guy across. But you do. And so crammed into this airship is you, strike teams, yes, of course. As the cargo bay door opens, and so you're able to get on board. You do see he doesn't actually have the glasses because he was just prisoner, but differentiation. Well, I can't say I woke up expecting the day to take a turn quite like this. Hi there.
I immediately, as soon as I get over, I like holding the commander and I just immediately like yeet him into a wall real quick and then run over and hug the gardener, whether he wants it or not. I give him a big ol' hug, and then I remember that my rib is broken and I'm just like, ouch, fuck. God damn it, it's so good to see you.
It's a little awkward at first. This is clearly not a person used to physical affection, but after a moment, he does attempt to return the gesture. Yes, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. And I'm glad that you're here, much less saving me.
I'm glad to be here too. Iris didn't make it out, but other than that, most everyone is okay, and that's probably because of you. So I owe you a lot.
I see. For what it's worth, I didn't know her very well, but I'm sorry. We should probably go.
We should probably go.
Yes, we should probably. Yeah. Yes, you both kind of like, all right, yeah. And there is also a moment where the commander sort of like rolls over from the corner in which he's been stuffed and capturing me won't do much for long. If you think that New Gallic will take this lying down, then you're in for a whole world of... and simultaneously, Leska and the gardener both, like, aim a swift and rough kick in his direction, leaving him... You're not entirely sure if he's still conscious anymore. He was extremely banged up to begin with. Yeah.
Might I pull out a the saying that Bo? I would like to think Bo always is always prepared. Pulls a ball gag out of who knows where, and just puts it over the commander just to make sure.
Patch takes a picture.
Yeah, you do that. Yeah, of course you have one of those handy. That tracks. And you see that Leska kind of raises an eyebrow, but the gardener just sort of... Yes, that tracks. And yeah, Patch, you take a picture for posterity.
Blackmail always helps.
Yep, it certainly will not be good for him in the his image for sure. All right. All right, so you're...
Pixie kicks Carl's Jr. out of the driver's seat and takes over.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Just keeping it warm for you. Yeah.
It's a Hardee's now, bitches.
Oh, delightful. Yeah. So as you take back over, and now crammed into this gunship, the lot of you, some of the technicians. That D6 that you rolled there earlier, Opera. So along with the gardener, there are 5 prisoners that they were able to recover that were immediately apparent and available in the chaos that they were able to rescue. Well, there are other prisoners that, well, you know, jury's out on some of those prisoners as to how friendly and trustworthy they might be, but these 5 seem to be fine. Leska assures all of you, don't worry, we will rescue everybody that can be rescued when we return in force. Tomorrow, if possible, but want to make sure that, well, the ship is basically ours now. We will make it official soon. With that, everybody's aboard, nice and crammed in. Pixie, you take off, you float. Oh, yes, Patch.
Just quick question. Is there any way that I would be able to, at the very least, help stabilize the broken rib for Bo? If not, even if we're not able to, like, do anything to...
Yeah, it'll take a
Heal
few
it up.
minutes. It'll take a few minutes to fly back and shoot the clearing. So yeah, while you're here in these cramped quarters, like you've got enough room to at least like get a wrap going or something. Go ahead and make a stabilization check. I believe that is either first aid or paramedic for you, since you've got that
Okay.
skill. It's pretty low DV, I think, on that. Oh, wait. I've got my cheat sheet. Low on the die, 18, but that will pass the check if I am not mistaken.
I hope so, because I spent luck on it.
It says quick fix DV is 13, treatment paramedic 15, treatment DV surgery is 13.
Got it. Yeah, so
Something like that.
there's a critical injury. Yeah, so for this sort of quick fix, takes about a minute or so. You can, I think, if you get back safely, you'll have time to do a full treatment and fix that, no problem.
So how do I list that? Or what do I do since I have a? It basically, like, does that mean I don't have to deal with the?
Correct. Yeah, it is a bit of a slow. Actually, yeah, we can also say that you were taking care of that while you were waiting on your strike team. So as far as like moving into the ship and everything, it's, it's a little, get a bit of a caught breath here and there, a little bit of like a twinge, but it is certainly much better than it originally was. But yeah, you fly off in the ship. Now that you're on the outside, you can see the smoke just billowing into the sky. You even catch sight of like some fire there in the weapons array, there in the weapon bay. And while you're waiting as well, of course, you confirmed with friend computer that there was no contact with the agent, no signal, which there's really only... You like kind of fly by and survey as well, and there is just like open air. There is really nothing left. There's just this big, basically gaping hole in the side of the ship. And with that, we're going to spin the clock a little bit faster here, as I have to when the computer crashed, lost my little playlist here, but we're going to kick background back in. Cool. You are able to get back to the landing/clearing that you originally took off from in this airship. And unless there's anything y'all would like to do, y'all are able to take that underground passage once again and get back to... It really does, yeah. Computer crashes on a Cyberpunk game. It feels emblematic. Yeah, and take the passageway. It's certainly a little more crowded in this passage here with a much larger crew coming through. But you make your way... I would say the technicians and the prisoners minus the gardener, they sort of are going to hold at the camp here to, just in case. They're not going to lead all of these unvetted people back to their secret hideout headquarters. So they stay at the camp. So then a lot of you go back with Leska and the gardener. And then you finally reemerge in the headquarters. And I think for the first time since you've actually seen her, you see that Leska finally just lets out this breath that she has clearly been holding and relaxes a little bit. Well, that was... Well, we didn't exactly all make it out, but... Mission success, I am happy to say. And you see as she sort of like makes contact and talks to like the other people, like she's radioing ahead, contact these people before she gets here. So like when a lot of you come in, there is cheering, applause, hooting, and hollering as you have pulled off an incredible operation. You have kidnapped the commander of the flagship right from under the nose of the New Gallic military. Like, in the stronghold, in the one place where he's supposed to be safe, you pulled it off. I will go ahead and tell you now that you will absolutely be given a place to sleep. You between Patch and the supplies here, you'll be able to tend to your injuries and heal up and whatnot. But Leska does say, all right, tomorrow we will discuss, marshal our forces and take the ship properly. But for now, get some rest. You deserve it. You've already done more than enough. I would even say that I think we can take it from here. feel free to rest up tomorrow, and well, anything you would like to do to mourn your friend, take all the time that you need. We will call you if we need you, but I think we've got it from here. Oh, shoot. Something that I forgot to mention here. As you were flying back in and landing in this clearing, a very interesting sight meets your eye when you look towards the beach, where the Technohemian community is, as well as where they were trying to set up sort of a like field position, like these field ops for the Lyre Guard and the forces of New Gallic. As this sort of simultaneous operation was taking place, you fly in low, you see more again. You see flashes of gunfire and explosions as the forces of the Emissaries of Tomorrow seem to be successfully fulfilling their mission to retake the beach, to kick out the New Gallic forces, and I would say you're a little bit too far away to tell if Scratch is there amongst the forces. That's where he was positioned, helping for the day. But something that you definitely all see, they're seeming like slightly towering over the forces moving forward. You see a figure. You sort of, the ship's got instruments. Camera is able to like zoom in and zero on this figure as even Leska is like, what is that? As you see what looks like a older woman, this stern looking old woman with gray hair and this tight bun, and more or less regular torso, wielding some weapons here, but her bottom half is this octopus-like just arrangement of cybernetic limbs and almost tentacle-like.
Monte!
As at least
she coming.
This spider tank woman seems to be absolutely leading the four here, helping push back and kick out these military forces from the beach. And yes, even though the opera is not there, based on reputation alone, you have a pretty good idea of who this might be.
Quick question. So opera is confirmed dead to us, or is it like he is not on the ship, and we have not heard from him, so therefore we think he's MIA at least?
Obviously you didn't see the body or anything, but by all measures, by visually scanning, instrument scanning, trying to check the agent, like everything points to Opera being dead, and like seeing sort of the radius of the explosion, how much of the ship is missing. Here's what I will say. As you all exit the ship, Leska directs Carl and Carl Jr. to relaunch the ship, and as she says to you, if you would like, I can have them make a sweep, survey the area underneath the ship. Maybe Opera was able to get clear, but it doesn't look good.
Look, that entity that is Opera is like a cockroach. He's very hard to kill. Trust me, I have tried multiple times. He will keep going. As long as there's some kitchen utensil around, he'll find a way. So I would appreciate if you just go back and just do a quick sweep, because I just don't want to be surprised at like 4 a.m. when my blender goes missing again. So that'd be real swell. Also, I just really don't want to tell his mama that he died.
Yes, as she like nervously glances toward the beach, I have the same feeling. I do not wish to give her bad news of any kind.
Yeah, she a spicy nugget, so get to looking.
Right. Well, I will have them make a sweep of the area down below, and when we launch our operations tomorrow, if Opera is on the ship, we will find him.
Appreciate it.
Of course. And so, yes, let's narrative describe here. So now with all of that, you make it back to the hideout. You have a place to rest, relax, lick your wounds, and you have some time, I would say, before going to sleep for the night. Is there anything that y'all would like to do? Any actions or scenes y'all would like to have before going to sleep?
It doesn't necessarily have to be a scene, just that Patch would basically spend much of the time after she got back just patching people up as best she can, but also trying to see if at some point she can at least touch base with Marcus just to see how everything fared on the beach.
Yeah, absolutely. You try and like text, do a little call, a little bit of time passes, but eventually you do get a call from Marcus. These are his glasses.
Boy, am I glad to hear from you.
Same. I saw some stuff going down at the beach. You okay?
Yeah, it was honestly looking a little hairy there for a second, but I don't know who that spider lady is, but I definitely do not want to be on her bad side.
And you very faintly hear in the background,
and stay out, you good for nothing. Yeah. She's a tough lady. But, I mean, we're just about done here. Like, they're retreating. Are you okay? Are you safe? Sorry, yes, I should have asked.
We lost Opera.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Me too, surprisingly. But he did, in a way, basically make it to where we could succeed. And we did. So...
I mean, I didn't know him very well, but... and if this is too much, I apologize, but... Does he have anything to do with, well, that big explosion? Because I felt it even all the way down here.
Yeah, you could say that. I had actually been on my way to see if I could help, and then I apparently didn't need to.
Got it. Well, War is hell, but obviously I wish he could have made it out, like he's your friend, but at the very least, if he's responsible for that, then that means that bombardment, they're not going to be able to destroy the city anytime soon. And
That's true.
well, I can't speak for Leska or anything, but I feel like, hell, if anyone is due a hero's, I was about to say hero's welcome. Yeah, we'll honor him for sure.
Well, Bo also sat on the commander's face, so I would say that's pretty good revenge.
Wait, what?
I have so
Honestly,
much
that
to
was-
tell you.
From the background, you just say, he liked it.
Commander Victor, who by this point has absolutely been like bound in every way imaginable, has been Leska cart him off with the force. Is like, we'll take care of him. I'll put a pin in that. I'll come back to that sort of conversation moment, but let's wrap this up first. So I'll see you tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, you better. We need
Right.
to catch up and just celebrate being alive, I guess.
Yeah. That sounds good. Listen, I know this is difficult, but at the end of the day, I'm glad you're here, and that you, well, not only helped the emissaries out, but all of us.
Are you doing better now? Are you really happy?
I mean, I think so.
Then it was worth it.
Guys, can you at least wait until we're in person before you start making me all happy?
Alright, you jerk. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. Later, loser.
So yes, one last pin as well as as the commander gets carted off. This should make things easier. What parts we don't already have access to on the ship? They have biometric genetic security measures in place there on the ship. Makes sense, but with the commander here, I don't think those security measures will be a problem. I cannot thank the lot of you enough. I owe you, well, more than one drink. Cool.
You owe one of us a ship.
Yeah. Right. Yes, we can definitely discuss that soon once we recover the full ship. Okay. Any other business before going to sleep?
I think Pixie would just check in with the garage and just see how things are faring there.
Gotcha. Yeah. You check out your security feed and try and like message the folks who were originally there. You look on the security feed and you don't see the Lyre Guard or any of them there. It would seem that the retreat has been sounded, much like it was on the beach. And you see some things left behind, and then eventually you do get a tentative message from got her name here. 1 second. Harper, thank you. Message from Harper is a text. It's like, I think they left. That's a good thing, right?
I think that's a good thing.
Okay.
Just Be cautious, though.
Right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Got it. In what way?
I mean, just don't let your guard down.
Oh, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. And you peek down. You get a little like notification on your agent that you like some movement on the security cam, and you see Harper just waltzing into the garage, like, and you visually see them texting, like, "You got it, boss."
Yeah, we'll have to work on that.
Cool. So then, Bo, any business or going to sleep? Because yeah, y'all are exhausted from a long and arduous day.
Yeah, I think Bo would just rest so that I can get that heal the full, or at least the full body points worth of healing, and also maybe I'll ask around as a like I'll ask Leska as a thank you if she happens to have like a speed heal or something available that I could use. That would I could use before I go to sleep, so that way if I use a speed heal and I sleep, I should be back to my full hit points by tomorrow.
Yes.
Which I believe would take care of the injury, because it says treating a critical injury, quick fix, basically gets rid of the penalties you take for the rest of the day, but then you'd have to do surgery, or you would just have to wait until you've healed up all your hit points and then you don't have the effect anymore, is my understanding.
Yeah, so I'm going to say here, since y'all have time and resources and Patch available, Patch, you already had a successful stabilization roll. I'm going to say at this point that, yes, y'all will be able to get yourself back to tip-top shape by tomorrow.
Cool.
For basically kind of the heroes of this operation, yes, they absolutely make their resources available to you. Okay.
Cool.
Very good, very good. So with that, you go to sleep for the night. And no, that's not right. Sorry. Apologies, folks. I had my playlist all lined up and then my computer crashed. So real quick, let me find the music I was looking for. I think it was this one. I think that'll do. So, during the night, you are like exhausted, and also you probably lost Opera unless a miracle occurred. A lot of mixed feelings here as you go to bed. During the night, you start having some nightmares. You, in turn, start seeing bits of the day, worst case scenario. Suddenly, you imagine yourself in the weapons array as it explodes, or being shot out of the sky, or Bo, part of your nightmare is you are lost in this smoke, and then a pair of glaring eyes, red glowing eyes, come out. You hear a familiar voice, that of the commander, as a sword sticks right through your body. I told you, you didn't know who you were messing with. Patch, you have a nightmare of flying down from the ship, that beach scene that we described earlier, but there is just a smoking craters there. All you see just bodies of the emissaries' forces, and in true nightmare fashion, as you sort of zoom in, you see Marcus there among them. Pixie, you have a nightmare of like flying the ship, but there are other ships floating behind you, gunning you down, nearly shooting you out of the sky. And then you look down and your neural implants that hook into the computer detach from the controls and rear back to bite you like a snake. But a common theme for all three of you is flashes of a door. It's just like this wooden door. And then a whisper in your ear. So you hear,
Time to get up!
and you snap out of this nightmare, sort of the alarm function on your agent, you believe, as you hear a,
Yeah. Look, I tried to talk the kid out of it, but he was just really excited to wake you up. I told him to read the room. And then he said, and well, then he started reading the words that he could see in the room. It was a whole thing.
But yeah, you wake up and despite your sort of Pyrrhic victory here, can't help but feel a little shaken. Almost as if like, I don't know, there's just this sense of unease in the air, which is a strange juxtaposition as you leave the room and you see, again, this flurry of activity. You see a couple of people even like salute you as you go by, or even like applauding. There's still a air of celebration, victory in the air, at the same time as they're like preparing to retake the ship properly. And that's when...
Is that...
Sorry, go ahead.
Is that door that we saw in our nightmares familiar? Is it the same door that we've seen in the emissaries in like where we are?
It is hard to tell. Much like dreams often are, the exact details start to slip out of your brain after you wake up. They continue to leak out. You're like, it could be, but you're not sure if they are the same. It is sort of an odd thing, an anomaly to see a proper wooden door anywhere around here. But even so, it's like you can't quite put your finger on it. And that's when you get a... Sorry, let me scroll back down to my notes. You get a ping from friend computer, or friend Humphrey Bogartron, I should say.
Yeah. Listen, gang, again, yes, kudos on the whole operation. Well, no other way to say it other than I got a ping. A complex ping. Here in the city. I don't know why it's just popping up now, but I'm getting... It's a bit strange, though. It seems to come in and out or fluctuate. I'm not entirely sure what's going on there, but at the very least, something else that sticks out to me. Part of that ping, that signal, matches that piggyback clearance signal that I was picking up before. I got a feeling that's where it was coming from.
Piggyback clearance signal?
So that was from a few episodes where friend computer was picking up a like piggyback signal on the screen sheet broadcasts that seemed to have some clearance code and data in there. And it would seem that that's also the case here.
Interesting.
Look, I don't want to, I know y'all are trying to rest and everything, but Something doesn't sit right with me, gang.
So you're saying if we leave this alone, everything we've done could be brought to nothing?
Well, I'm not sure it's all as drastic as all that, but I can't say for sure. Could be. I hope not.
I mean, do you have any thoughts on what we can do to sort of look more into it? Because, I mean, right now I'm frankly very exhausted and real bummed because I got 2 dead friends right now. And I don't really want to lose another one, frankly. So if you have a plan, we'll look into it. How about that?
That's fair. That's fair. As far as the plan goes, something else that stands out as odd about it is that, again, there are some weird fluctuations going on, but best I can tell, it's coming from the direction of the security force tower, or the former tower. Sucks to be them.
Can we send like a drone or something to go look at it?
Suppose we could.
Or just like one of the Carls? Are they busy? No, they're not busy anymore, are they?
So all the emissary forces are busy preparing today to lead a earnest, like, true takeover invasion of the diplomat.
Oh, that's fair. Damn it, Carl Jr. I guess we can just go over there. In theory, there's no harm that could come to us just going to look at it.
I sure hope so.
Okay. Yeah, as you make your way over there, you get closer and closer to the security force tower. Again, as you get closer, you get another ping from your agents. This time.
Wait a second. Is that me? Wait. Or, huh? Is there an agent in there?
Darling, you having an existential crisis?
Did the ship scramble you even more?
I don't think so. Existential crisis. Wait, I exist, right? Oh no. But it's.
Do you dream of electric sheep?
Not yet. Maybe I should.
Don't think too hard on it. Let's go poke around.
Yeah, I think what our friend here is trying to say, I'm digging into this data. It was just there for a moment. But that sure seemed like Opera Signal, his agent. That doesn't make any sense.
Opera Signal is giving the same signal that we were hearing multiple days ago.
Well, it's just sort of up there in the mix, all higgledy-piggledy, as far as, like, again, just the signal I'm trying to parse. Amongst them, I got a bead on Opera's agent, somehow.
Are you fucking with us? You better not be fucking with us.
No,
See, it could just...
I wish I was.
It could just be that someone took the agent off of his body, too, and is down here now.
That makes sense.
We should be careful.
Dark.
That's true. I still...
How would Opera even get down here?
He's mostly metal at this... I mean, I still don't fully... Like... I feel like he's got to be alive, or at least like a part of him, and we can, like turn him off, turn him on again, kind of thing. Because I mean, frankly, he's more appliance than man. But
You're saying he has a black box.
yeah, I think it's Opera's black box. Exactly. You
His
know what
flight
I'm talking
recorder.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing would surprise me anymore.
But I'd really like him to not be dead. So you better. Ooh, gosh, I hope it's not someone who's got his agent, because woe unto that person. All right. So where are we in the?
Yeah. So
like,
quick
space?
Yes, quick retcon moment. Let's say that we'll say that you're still in the headquarters. This conversation took place like after, while you're kind of figuring out what to do. That's when Jacobot and Frank Computer jumped in with this new information. So yeah, as you make your way out of the headquarters, the three of you make a perception check, please.
Also, just pointing this out, before we leave the headquarters,
Mhm.
Patch would absolutely just say hi and bye to Scratch.
Yes.
Don't
yes.
have to play it out, but she would not leave and go off to God knows where.
Sure. Absolutely. Yeah. And you don't really have a lot of time to interact here, as like he's also busy with the preparations to join all the strike teams to retake the ship. But yeah, you do have a moment to like say hi, exchange a hug, and a few words before you have to split up. Okay. 24, 13, 17. With a 24, Bo, on your way out the door, like just before you exit, as you're like basically the door is closing, in the flurry of activity, all these bodies of the emissaries, you see a very surprising sight. Two of the people running around, you recognize. Specifically, you recognize them as Lennox and Tez, who were the two people that you fought on the elevator long ago, the two that died. You saw them die. And they are in this flurry of activity. And after Patch clocked it before, you take a moment to see that they have a little bit of that weird movement echo.
I think Bo would, immediately run after them and just be like, "Yo, hello."
Yeah, what's up?
Is your name Lennox and your name Tez?
Gosh, I didn't think it was possible. I'm running out of sunglasses. In this activity here, like it is really as the door is closing, as they start to respond to you, like one of the kind of leaders there who's organizing, marshaling the forces, like, look, sorry, we can't stop to chit chat. We got to take advantage of this now. You can say hi to your friends later, all right?
They're not my friends. They're supposed to be dead.
Not okay. I'm not sure what that means.
I saw them die. Pretty sure one of them was in multiple pieces.
Okay. He like looks over and the two of them shrug. Yeah. Also, do you point this out to Pixie and Patch?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You all see the same as well. It's like it's kind of hard. You're making your way out, but yeah, you see them as well.
You mean
they got
Didn't they try to shoot us in the elevator?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
No, sorry, I was asking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they tried to murder us on a moving elevator. One of them, I believe, shot off Pixie's arm or something.
Mm-hmm.
Completely shot off my arm.
Yeah, that was
Which
a
is-
dick move. Why did you do that?
It's a real rude.
Wait, why are you here?
I think they've already walked past us, right, or something.
Yeah, like you just get like these like blank, bewildered stares and like shrugs as like they keep moving. Like,
Can I pull out my phone and like take a picture real fast?
sure. Yeah, you can.
Just so we gotta come back to it. Oh, actually, I have something else. I want to put. I've been waiting a long time to use this. I don't know if you'll let me, but I'm gonna try. I have a homing thing. A homing. What is it called? Just a homing beacon.
Ooh, okay.
Homing tracer, maybe?
Homing tracer. Yes, a homing tracer. Can I just pop one of those? Like basically, like just do one of those. Like, as I want it to be like, "Hey, is your name?"
Yes.
And just pop it on his like back of his like underneath the collar of the jacket or whatever, so that when we come back later in the day or whenever, I can go find him wherever they end up being the goal. It's got a 1 mile range, so
Okay. Yeah. I think here, you know, with all the bodies around, you're able to pull that off without being clocked.
yeah, my way of putting a pin in that for later.
Exactly. Yeah, and as like they continue rushing off, like again, sort of give some of these looks to that kind of lieutenant figure. They look back to you. It's not. Wait, where'd it go? I was just holding up. There we go. It's not Leska, but I'm going to use the same glasses. Look, I think you've been through a lot. Why don't you just kind of take it easy for a while? I think maybe maybe y'all just had a bad dream or something. Not really sure where this is coming from.
Have you ever lost an arm?
Can't say I have.
Then I don't think you can tell me what I'm feeling right now.
All right.
Yeah, don't invalidate the woman's feelings.
Fair enough.
That's just
Exactly.
that's rude.
Look, I'm not saying y'all are liars or that you haven't lost arms before, but I'll just say, why don't you just take it easy for a while?
Can I take a look at the photo that Bo took?
Sure.
Yeah, I'll hand over my agent real fast, and just like as you're doing that, I'll be like, as we're walking away from this guy, I'm just be like, you better watch yourself. You're one click away from an HR violation, and I will file it. I know your boss.
But
Okay.
also, what did you mean about the bad dreams? Can we just circle back to that really quick?
Oh,
You said maybe we had a bad dream or something. What did you mean by that?
well, horrors of war and all that. I don't think you're the only ones. There's patrols, restless sleepers. I mean, it's pretty obvious when someone's having a nightmare.
Just out of curiosity, y'all two, did y'all, Pixie Patch, did y'all have a bad dream last night? Did it involve? Oh well, mine involved me getting stabbed by the commander, which whatever. But there was like this weird wooden door thing. Did y'all?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't get stabbed, but it wasn't good. And then I saw a door.
You HR violation.
Yeah.
Did you have a bad dream involving a door?
No.
Tell me the truth. I can tell.
I didn't. I didn't really sleep much at all, to be frank. There's a lot of stuff going on.
You should work on that. Sleep is important.
The
Got it.
photo, are the faces the same or different?
They're the same. Nothing stands out as weird about the photo, at least objectively speaking. Subjectively, yeah, the whole thing is unusual.
Weird.
But then, yeah, at this point, like, flurry of activity is like, it sort of like keeps on moving. They move into another room, like they're getting prepped and everything. So, yeah, you are sort of, you know, gently, you're all basically heroes after all, but gently seen to the door.
Don't worry, I put a homing tracer on him. We'll go back to it later.
You did what? No, I'm kidding. Okay.
So yeah, I guess we will continue. We'll leave the zombie boys behind, and we'll go continue to go investigate this weird signal that may or may not be opera.
Perfect. Got it. Okay. Just trying to keep an eye on the clock here. Yeah. So yes, you go towards the security force tower, and yep, you're reassured like there's something strange about this signal. That's what they like keep reinforcing. They can't quite put their finger on it. But when you actually get there, yeah, it is basically a pile of rubble. There has not been time or much effort to really clear away the remains of this tower, but you do see that there is now a fair amount of like graffiti and signage, almost like a sort of mural of sorts, but it's all people of Echo Center functionally giving the middle finger to security force. And yeah, even a couple like tents set up nearby. You see people are no, the city got bombarded. You can see like abandoned tents where there was celebration here before they shelled the city. Kind of moving through the rubble, whatnot. It is following the strength of the signal. Eventually, you are able to sort of uncover, just coming across what looks like an elevator shaft. You would suspect that it is the elevator shaft that you originally took down to get to the isolation chambers where Pixie's family was held.
Best I can tell, it's coming from down there. And I really wish I could say otherwise. Because it's, you know, scary down there. Not that I'm scared, but it's objectively scary. Cough.
But if he might be down there, then that's where we gotta go.
Does that elevator even work?
The car is not there. The shaft is.
Gotcha.
And as luck would have it, it would seem that a large piece of rubble sort of fell across the opening as you discover it. So it is not just, you know, full of debris that you can't go down it. But you would
repelling.
Exactly. And between your grappling guns, I think you are in fact able to secure a rope and rappel down.
All right, who's ready for some shibari? Let's go. That's you know, kinky repelling. All right.
Okay.
Well, first of all, are we doing this? Are we going down there?
I think we have to at this point.
If there's a chance, I'm not passing it up.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, you rappel down, and very, very quickly, the light from overhead filters out as you go down and down. You are able to, you know, click on your light sources from your agents or glow sticks, whatever the case may be, as this artificial light glows eerily in this shaft here. You, based on the labeling here, you do, you know, pass the ground floor, pass the ISO chambers, and then the shaft keeps going down. When you were on that elevator, it seemed like the isolation chambers were the lowest level, but the shaft keeps going for a little bit. And finally, you do reach a a bottom, that where you see the remains of the elevator car just sort of busted there at the very bottom, the cable having snapped. But you're able to sort of squeeze through this twisted metal to like that level, like able to like pry open these doors. And inside you see a complex, much like the buildings that you, in your very first mission together, when you opened that hatch elsewhere on the island and you saw what looked like a small city. It is much like that. There apparently was, in fact, a complex here at the bottom. And as you start to look around, you do, in fact, see the signs on the many, many, like, warning and propaganda signs that you see everywhere. Echo Complex. I will say that even at a glance, this, much like the others, has clearly been abandoned for some time. But unlike the others, you know, they were abandoned, but it seemed just abrupt abandonment, as if everybody just left. Here, there are some signs of struggle. You see some, like, carbon scoring and things tipped over and broken, and just the faintest whiff of stale sweat and blood, and even some, like, old, what look like blood stains, large blood stains here and there, but no bodies. Eventually, towards the back of this complex here, you do in fact spy an elevator. This one, much like, says authorized personnel only, ultraviolet clearance, or blue clearance or higher required. What do you do?
Now, I remember we got into somewhere with an ultraviolet clearance.
Mhm.
It was something about it. Or tech scanner finds freight elevator and sign that says essentially ultraviolet clearance required. But
yeah, and that was just before, in that first mission, heading down to the server room where you found friend computer.
All right, hey friend computer, you
Yes. What can I do for you?
You think you can do a little I don't know, gumshoeing and figure out this I don't know, blue level clearance situation and get us in there?
I can certainly try. I've only been restored up to
If memory serves, I believe he's up to blue. He's up to green clearance. Yeah, I think that's what the background's for. Is it yellow? No, you did get him to blue. Yeah, you got him to blue.
Oh, no problem. I should be able to get this open in a jiffy if anything's still working in there.
And after a few moments, you hold the agent closer to the controls, and surprisingly, you do see that the panel responds. It lights up, and the door slides open. There is a lot of blood staining in here.
Okay. Would I be able to tell approximately, like, fresh, mid, older than
Old.
a year? Okay.
Old.
I'm not sure I want to know what happened here.
Actually, yeah, three of you make a quick perception check. Ooh, eagle-eyed Bo over here with the 22. It's fairly faint, but Bo, you can tell amongst the thick layer of dust, debris, and other stuff here, you see what looks like a single set of footprints that has disturbed the dust recently.
Interesting. Yeah, I'll just point to him and, I mean, why don't we follow footprints? See,
Do they seem opera-sized?
Do they
Oh,
seem
okay.
like somebody that's carrying a toaster knife?
That is true. Do they have a certain air of superiority and a certain
Snarkiness.
sassy vibe?
What I will tell you is that they are larger footprints. You don't know if they match Opera's footprints exactly, but they are definitely in that ballpark. It could be.
And the footprints themselves, do they come from one direction and go to another, or does it look like it just emerged from somewhere and kept going?
Best you can tell, it looks like they're coming from the same direction as you, like walking into the elevator.
Well, let's go see if we can find our guy. Hopefully, gosh, I hope it's him.
Yeah. Okay. You
Let's
pile
go see an
inside,
opera.
Yeah, right.
pile inside the elevator, and you hit the other button. It just says LL. It protests a little bit. It's not the smoothest elevator you've been on. You get nervous for a moment as it sort of shudders and rattles, but it does, in fact, go down. There is, as you descend, like you're already pretty deep underground in this sealed environment, but you can't help but feel like it's getting colder as you descend. Just whether it's the temperature or something else, you do feel the hair on the back of your neck stand up on your arms. You get a few goosebumps. But you descend. And when it hits the bottom, ding, door slides open. You see this sort of small antechamber in front of you. And it just says laboratory restricted access there above this door here in front of you. That somewhat anachronistically looks to be made of wood.
Oh, this looks familiar.
There is like a shiver down your spine as it looked similar to the wooden door in the hideout, but even though you can't quite grasp the details of the images that you experienced in your nightmares, there is sort of like a shiver of recognition when you see this door.
I don't like it. Don't they know that wood is not in style right now? This is a really, it's a real sort of interior design faux pas.
I feel like opera would be offended to go through a wooden door.
It's true. Also, that elevator was making noises, and we know our opera would have just WD-40'd that sucker real fast.
True.
But he might not be... He did get really injured, I suppose. I don't know.
Do we see any more footprints anywhere?
No.
Are our agents picking up any signal?
That as you check your agents here down, you're not sure if it's just because you're very deep underground, but the signal seems to like fluctuate around a bar or so. You're picking up some strange interference on your agents here. There's like the display is a little bit glitchy. And even friend computer's voice seems to be cutting in and out a little bit. It says,
Well, I'm not sure on here, gang, but add feeling.
Just to be safe, I'm gonna do what I did last time we were in one of these deep ass elevators. Is hand out the radio communicator. I mean, I only have one set, but just in case one of us gets split off, maybe I'll Patch, since you have the ability to heal us, why don't you take one?
I actually also have some.
Oh, perfect. All right. Let's get all on the same frequency then.
All right.
okay. All right. Do you head inside?
I guess so.
All right. You steel yourselves here a bit as you go to open the door. And as it swings open, you see a very unexpected sight. You see what looks kind of like a hallway of some kind, like a foyer. There is a polished wooden floor that looks spotless. You see walls that have dark green wallpaper on it, brown wooden wainscoting, which wainscoting molding. It's nothing that you have ever seen before. I think there might be a slight possibility of watching some quote unquote artificial vintage vids set in a long past. This looks like a door from a couple centuries ago.
Normally, I'm not the touchy-feely type, but maybe we should, I don't know, try to stay together, hold hands at this point if we're going down this long-ass hallway.
I mean, my only worry about is if we're holding hands, that will delay me grabbing a defensive weapon should we need it.
I have some rope. I could tie us all together.
I mean, suppose that works.
Yeah, but if we need to separate and the rope won't let us, that's also an issue.
Why don't we just try to stay real close? We got our radio communicators, as long as we're within a mile of each other, which, if we've gotten that far from each other, that's a whole other issue. We should be able to contact each other. I mean, just because it kind of reminds me of the virtual reality goggle things, I want to put my hand out and just feel the wall. I mean, I guess we could feel everything felt real in the virtual reality space, but I guess through the wood door, did it close behind us, or can we still see through to the other room we were in?
So that was going to be my question, is there was some prepping done, do you actually step into the space?
I would probably, because of remembering the virtual reality thing and thinking it might be something like that, I think I would put my hand in and feel it kind of reach around and kind of see if I could touch one of the walls without putting my body all the way through.
Gotcha. I mean, you just kind of do a quick reach around there on the door frame, and I mean, it's solid. It feels solid as far as you can tell. Even the texture of it seems, well, it's weird that it's here, but it feels normal beyond that.
Man, if I had a nickel for every time I've done a reach around and had that thought. It's solid. It's weird that it's here, though.
No comment.
Well, I mean,
well, your arm didn't fall off, so
that's true. I mean, just for shits and gigs, should I just? I mean, I guess I don't see the footprints in there, but maybe we should just yell for Opera just in case.
Worth a shot. Opera.
I got a sous vide machine here with your name on it.
Hey, Opera, all technology sucks.
Oh, that's good.
Mm.
Just bursts through a wall like the Kool-Aid Man. Who says that?
Oh yeah.
Who's what that? If he
Um,
doesn't react to that, he can't hear us.
That's a very good point.
as you call out, opera there, it echoes in this wooden room. Three of you make a quick perception check for me.
Oh shit.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. With a 16 from Patch, at least. It's faint, but you swear you hear just a dull, like thudding hearing coming from inside.
After we say all this?
It's at least now when you notice it.
I mean, we gotta go.
I don't hate gang, but I think only way through is forward, or along those lines.
Yeah, if he's in there, we gotta go in after him. But why would he be in here? In a door that we only saw in our dreams?
I
don't
know.
It feels a bit like a trap, but also, oh man, I don't know. It really feels like a trap, but
At least we have Jacobot with us.
that's true.
Yeah. I think if they with whatever it is trying to spring a trap on us, I think it's best to give them what for. Especially if they're messing with opera.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
fair.
I agree with that, surprisingly.
I'm just worried about how powerful the people are that we're able to. If somebody's got opera under, at a point where he's not able to react, that's a pretty powerful entity.
Perhaps. But there's 3 of us. Well, 4.
5 of us.
Yeah,
Right.
what he said.
4 and a
What the
half.
kid said.
Ha!
Well, either way, we can't just leave Opera here, so I think we should just go for it.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Let's do it.
I'll charisma them to death.
Very good. You step into this room, and as you start glancing around, you hear the door shut behind you. And what was a single door that you opened to get in here, you look back, it's a double door, and it's closed.
Now that's some feng shui that I do not abide.
And that is where we are going to take a break. All right. So, right before we go to break, for those who are watching the audience or on the VOD, we are here going to take a brief game system detour, a little jaunt, much like we did with Dungeon World several episodes ago. We are going to be venturing into the darkest house. Everything will be fine. And we will talk a little bit more about that when we get back. See you in a few minutes. Welcome in, folks. You may see a little bit of difference in the overlay this time around. That's right, we've got a special Darkest House overlay because I can. Also because this game came with some overlays of its own. I can definitely shout out this system at the end of the stream when we're doing credits and whatnot, but because we're a little short on time, took us a little bit longer to get here than I expected. So I'm just going to hit the gas pedal and we'll go from here. So, this room that you see, it's like this, clearly lived in foyer. You look behind you now, you see these large wooden double doors and dark windows on either side that the curtains are drawn. there is a small table pushed up against the wall that has what looks like a small ring of keys and a notepad on it. And then as well as there is something very clearly scratched onto the wall here in front of you. There's also a hallway, and that is where you hear that faint thudding come from. Yeah, that is what you see. I will go ahead and let me share. Let's pull this up here. So here is the link to what is scratched up on the wall. Oh yeah, that's right. Yay, Discord. It just puts up the picture. And I'm going to move the overlay. Yeah. So this you see scratched in on the wall here. The green wallpaper has been cut, and the wood beneath it has been scratched as if with a knife or some other sharp implement. And the message that you see: the wheel of blood turns. We kill, we eat, the blood nourishes us. From that blood comes... actually... Hold on. So, wonderful thing about this system is that it originally came with a computer program all of itself. It has all these lovely graphics, as well as they eventually released a published version. So just trying to keep everything smoothly running. That's where I am. That is going to be 290. Okay. Sorry, just sometimes these messages or whatnot are a little hard to read. So yes, we kill, we eat, the blood nourishes us. From that blood comes new life. We are the wheel of blood. The house has 5 occupants, but one is secret. Each has their portion of the house. The wheel of blood and the names of the 4 lead you to the secret 5th. Yes, Stephen, we're here in the house. Very quickly,
I honestly thought that said secret fish, so thank you for clarifying.
5th, yes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5th. Real quick for the folks at home, if you're not familiar with this system, which is going to be most of you, this at its core is a horror TTRPG based on a 2d6 system. 2d6 system, that is all we need to know for now. We will get, of course, address the mechanics as they occur. So yes, what do you do?
You said there was a ring of keys on the table?
Yes, there's a ring of keys and what looks to be some sort of note on the table.
I will go read the note and then potentially pocket those keys.
Okay.
I mean, assuming there's something on the note, or is it just like a notepad?
Yes, so it is a notepad, and there is exactly one note written on it. It just says, "They steal what we see."
They steal... Is it in the same handwriting as the blood?
It's hard to say. I mean, this was written with a pencil versus like carved into the wall, so it's really hard to tell.
Can you repeat what you said?
Yes, I will repeat it and go ahead and copy that into the chat. They steal what we see. Why won't it scroll down?
This house has 5 occupants, but one is secret. Which house?
And how many keys are on the ring?
Oh boy, sorry. Come on. Sorry, I'm just trying to expand this box because it's being a little bit ornery. There are 6 keys on this ring.
Do the keys all look the same, or do they look different in any way?
They do look different from each other. Like, you look at the teeth, it seems like they are unique keys. You, once again, hear this thudding coming from down the hallway.
Does it sound like it's getting closer?
No.
Does it sound like steps, or does it sound like a heartbeat?
It sounds like something very heavy hitting maybe a wooden object of some kind.
Well, let's go check out where the noise is coming from, I guess.
Okay.
I got my shotgun out just in case.
Very good. So... Right, we're going to... As I bring up the new picture of what it is exactly that you see, make sure. You see what looks like this long hallway here. That is what you see. So here in this sort of long corridor, you see this floor made of these black and white checkerboard tiles, this small sort of end table here. The hallway does seem to continue, and you see these long red curtains on either side. That thudding noise now sounds very close, and it seems to be coming from behind the left curtain.
Behind the left curtain. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Is the curtain moving?
No.
Hello? Call out, I don't know.
Opera. You hear a muffled voice on the other side of the door that you are banging against.
Hello? Hello, I am here. I am still in some kind of futuristic neo-noir setting. What are you experiencing on the other side of this door?
Do we hear that?
It is muffled, but yes. You hear what sounds like Opera's voice coming from behind the curtain.
Excuse me, I'm trying to speak through this fourth wall here in front of me. I have tried the other three.
Yeah, that's definitely Opera.
Oh my god, I know that tone of just sort of indignation and just general frustration anywhere. Condescension. Kind of a certain sort of, I don't know, nonplussed attitude. I don't know. Hey, Opera! You little shit.
I throw up in the curtain.
Behind this curtain, you see a door.
What is the nature of the door?
Looks like at least what seems to so far be a trend in this place, a wooden door. You try the handle, it is locked. But you do see a keyhole.
Bo, I will make you a deal. I will let you rescue me if you promise never to tell anyone I was stymied by a wooden door.
I mean, we're here. We're going to know, too, just pointing that out, but sure.
I mean...
You see nothing, Patch?
I'm not going to tell anybody.
I won't tell anybody. And I immediately start taking a lot of pictures and video on my phone. And then I will try some keys and see if any of the keys work.
Perfect. You go through that ring of keys. One of them does fit into the lock. You turn it, and finally, as the door opens and gives way,
another door.
An Opera is standing there in front of you with the sort of laboratory that looks very much like the one that... Or actually, just kidding. Looks like a complex laboratory. It's the one I described at the beginning of the episode. You see all that behind him.
I do a quick run up and hug him, and then I start smacking him and be like, "Don't you ever scare me like that again, you little shit."
This is not just time for a maintenance check, Bo.
I thought you were dead.
We all thought you were dead. How did you get here?
So did I.
You were and now you're... Explain.
Look, at some point we will have to check my black box. I do not understand what's going on right now, but I'm sure that there are some flight records or what have you. It is simply impossible that I could have gotten from the diplomat to this strange laboratory without something showing up. But for right now, we must understand what terrible science has been brought to bear to make these wooden doors so damnably sturdy.
For you here, Opera, it from your point of view, you were like busting into this wooden door. It was certainly sturdy, but you've been banging up against it for no more than a minute, like probably about 30 to 45 seconds.
30 to 45 seconds of pure humiliation.
A little bit.
Like, we all have to be humbled at some point. Plus, you're doing sort of a whole, like, resurrection thing. I think that's going to be pretty impressive, you know, if you even though you got stuck behind a wooden door, you know, like, in the grand scheme of history, I think they'll skate over the part where you got locked in behind a door.
Yes, precisely. And history is, after all, written by the victors, so I need to go and find them. They hang out at the Bohemian compound, Victor and his brother Victor.
Well, right now we ran into your mom briefly.
Yeah, she's pretty badass, just putting that out there.
She will be so upset. I have not oiled her in days.
I think she's doing fine, honestly. She's thriving.
Didn't seem to hold her back.
Well, she did ask me to switch out her egg beater for something more practical, so I just went for the largest caliber handgun I had.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, good
Did the
choice.
trick.
Good choice.
Well, when she sees me, she will smell the stink of defeat on me, so we must hurry.
Good. Well, we'll get
Well,
you.
I assume going that way isn't an option.
I am afraid not. There is some kind of force field preventing us from leaving through the door marked exit.
Oh, that's just mean.
The door that you see marked exit for the other three of you does just sort of like the shape of it and all in the single door. It does resemble the other side of that door in front of the elevator. Somehow. Also, you start hearing from behind you, the direction that you came from, not a thudding or a banging, but a knocking, like someone knocking at the door.
From which door?
From the room that you entered through. Where the scratch
now has
message.
The double doors?
Yes, the double door room that has the scratch message on the wall and the little table, the foyer. You hear it coming from there.
Is there Is there a window in the door, like a peephole?
I guess first question is, do you go back to that room?
Oh, I guess.
Okay.
Are we expecting to find somebody else down here? Like, I mean, I know we found Opera, but
we found Opera. Do we really need to find anybody else? I'm cool with just kind of GTFOing.
Well, this here message in blood does say that there are 5 occupants of this house.
I don't care.
Well, I'm just saying that door that we came in, that looks a bit different now. I mean, it might still be the way out. And if not, maybe one of these occupants could tell us how to get out of here, because frankly, I don't trust that other door.
You know what? That's fair.
I mean, that just seems like a little too convenient. Because we see a door that looks like the exit door, basically. Right? Is that what you were saying?
Yes. Yeah. The door with the exit sign over it, just kind of at a glance, it looks like it could be the other side of the door that you thought that you had stepped through, just in front of the elevator in that antechamber. But according to Opera, that door is inoperable.
Truly. I mean, if one of y'all wants to try the door, in case Opera is just sort of bad with doors in general.
I'll go try the door.
Okay. It does not budge. Actually, excuse me. Let me double check that. Actually, it'll be easier to do it this way.
Out of character, I think it would be hilarious if the door does open and we're all just like, you know what, fuck that, we're out. And just leave the house alone.
It would appear that the other door is locked.
Does it have a keyhole, like
It does.
or like a scanner
It does have a keyhole.
for like a skeleton?
Hey,
Hey, Bo,
Bo.
do you have a
Which
do you have a- do you have a
Opera,
key for this
you
one?
yeah, sorry, real quick. Opera, you did not see that before. The keyhole. But yeah.
Wait, I've been in a room like this. We simply need to find a series of combination locks with obscure clues as to the combinations, and at the end of it, we get the keys, the key goes in the door, and we escape from this room.
Right, Bo, does any of your keys work?
Yeah, I have some. I have some. Jangle, jangle, jangle.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go try them. See.
All right. You try out the keys, and one of them does seem to fit, and the door is open.
Man, I'm really good at doors. What's on the other side?
So on the other side, it looks like another hallway here. This one, like, no curtains. It's just a high ceiling. You see that there are built-in bookcases on either side of this hallway as well. And there are 4 doors in this hallway. 2 on the left, 1 on the right, and 1 on the far side there at the end. Yeah. And as you sort of like open the door, peer inside, look at this hallway, you hear this.
Oh, hell no.
Nope, don't like that.
Can we shut this door again? I preferred my chances at the other door.
You can. Seems, yeah, that sound seemed to be coming from somewhere down the hallway, but yeah, you can close the door if you want.
I'm sorry, I was asking Bo.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna just we're just gonna close that door real fast. We're just gonna put a pin in that one. We're gonna come back to that later. Because also, that sounds like a small child, and they're bad at giving directions, so probably not gonna be that helpful to get out of here. And small children, in a context in which they probably shouldn't be, is hella creepy. So, what is our other door options?
So if you don't want to go that way, once again, as you come back into this hallway that we see here with the checkered floor, you once again hear coming from the foyer. You see that the hallway does, as you see in the picture, seem to continue on and like take a bend, so you can't see exactly where it spits out. And yes, this table, you do see, in fact, see this side table here that has a burning candle, mostly burned down candle in the silver holder, and an envelope. And it looks like the side table also has a drawer.
Anybody want to go look at that envelope?
I'll take a look.
Okay. You take a look at this envelope. Seems innocuous enough. When you open it up, there is a letter inside. It's a long... I'll read it quickly because it is a long letter here. So this letter reads, and this handwriting is a very like flowy, perfect script, like very good penmanship. Dear Philip, I'm not going to beat around the bush. I am ending our relationship. I know this can't come as a surprise to you. We haven't seen each other in weeks. It has become clear that you won't ever exit from that damned house, and after what happened last time, I shall not ever go back in. I was happy once. We were happy once. But then you started lying. Or maybe you started telling me the truth, and you'd been lying before. Your messages referred more than once to completing your father's great work in caps. But you had told me that your father passed when you were very young and that you had no memory of him. All this talk of mystic tools and things you were building in the house, Philip, I know you far too well to start believing you're suddenly handy in that way. You wouldn't know a wrench from a saw unless maybe they were diagrams in one of your books. And then the last time, when I visited and you tried to build some kind of bridge to you, the things you said, I couldn't even get a word in as you raved about some new section of the house you'd found by going up the elevator. I knew damn well your house didn't have an elevator, Philip. I'd been in it 100 times. Why would I believe such a story? Who finds a whole section of their own house that they'd never seen before? That sounds more like something you'd experience in a dream, not in reality. But then when I went into your pantry to fetch some tea to help calm you down, well, Philip, I thought you were alone in that strange old house. I'd been feeling so sorry for you, shut in and lonely, but you weren't alone at all. I saw that man. I don't know what he was doing there or why you were hiding him in that storage room, but I'll never forget the way he grinned at me. I still see him when I close my eyes. And even after I ran screaming, you still denied it. You maintained that you were alone, that no one else was in the house. You lied to me, right to my face. Don't try to reach me. I don't know if you even would, but Mother and I are going away for a while. She thinks it would be best for me, and I can hardly argue. I don't want to be reminded of you or of us, or at least who we used to be together. You broke my heart, Philip. Do you even care? Somehow I doubt it. I don't wish you ill. I just don't want to see you again. Not ever again. I also wish you would get some kind of help. Help that I simply cannot provide. Consorting with vile people, engaging in who knows what at all hours of the night, spending hours buried in your weird books, living in filth. I saw all the bugs. Who or what have you become? Perhaps you need to ask yourself that question. Will you like the answer? I doubt it. And it's signed, Marjorie.
My God, that's so sad. Just imagine that unreasonable woman being so unjustly angry at this man for simply having a hobby.
Sounds like it may have been more than a hobby.
Right?
Well, anyway, we clearly need to find out his tools.
Interesting.
What was Front Computer saying? I missed that.
Oh, he was just agreeing with Opera.
As we say amongst the Technohemians, show me what you're working with.
Interesting. Why don't we take that note with us just in case we need to reference it again? And what was the other thing that was on the table? There was
A little candle, and there's a drawer as well.
I'll open the drawer.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah, I know some of these notes are hard to read. Thankfully, there is a button for me to copy just the straight text, so I've gone ahead and done so for that long letter. And I believe that is correct translation, Lee. Thank you. So you said you're opening the drawer?
Yeah.
Okay. Inside that drawer, it looks like a 3-stemmed key. It kind of looks like 3 different keys whose bows, the roundish part that you hold while turning, have all been fused so that the stems each extend in a different direction. The whole thing kind of makes a triangle shape.
a triangle key.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Cool. Do I see any doors where that might fit?
Excellent question there, Jeff. You don't immediately see any lock's just waiting to be tested. I mean, there's the lock on the door that you already opened, but well, actually, do you want to look around for something that this key might fit?
Sure.
All right. And so here we've got our first roll of the game. So the way this works, Pixie here is going to roll 3d6. The first two, those are... so everybody here has a rating of 5. Everything in this system has a scale, 1 to 10. That's the rating. The target number to beat is the rating of the action you were trying, plus 7. Since our folks are rank 5, and the average roll of 2d6 is 7, if something is a rank 5, then they've got about a 50% chance of achieving it. If it's higher rank, it's going to be harder. If it's lower rank, it's going to be easier. But that third d6, that is the house die. If that die is higher than either of the first two, those action die, regardless of whether it is in success or failure, then the house acts. Which will probably be fine, right? But yeah, as you take a look, search around here, go ahead and roll 3d6 and add your rating.
So 14?
Not including the last one. Remember, so the first two are your actions, the third is the house die. I know it's a little bit wonky here rolling that, but I think this is still going to expanding that number, still the easiest way to show that to the stream what we're rolling here. So 2 plus 2 plus 5, that is a 9. Here is something else. That last number, that last die, that's the house die, that is currently higher than your first two action die. I didn't tell you what the number to beat was, and that was on purpose. But here's what I will say. At any point when folks roll an action, they can choose to call upon the house. If they do so, then they get to add that last number to their roll, which might turn a failure into a success. I will generally tell you whether it will make the difference if you're interested in doing so. But if you do so, then the house will automatically act. In this case, it's going to act either way, so... and as well, if you call on the house, you get what's called a point of doom. As you might imagine, doom is bad. How bad? Who's to say? But our folks here can, at any point, choose to spend a doom point. That goes away off of their tally, but that also gives me license to take a hard move against them or the party at any point of my choosing. Also, something I will mention now that doom has been brought up. Opera, you... Wait, where's the... Oh, there it is. You are unfortunately starting with a point of doom. Hold on, let me roll these down so we can see our lovely tallies. There we go. Okay. So it is up to you. Pixie, are you interested in calling on the house to succeed in this action?
Yeah.
Okay, I will tell you. This will make the difference between failure and success.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay. So you call on the house. I will deal with the actions first. You do, in fact, it is a little harder to see, but there in the seams of these black and white tiles, it does seem, well, there is a seam. Small seam there, and looking very closely on like kind of edge of the tile where these tiles meet, it does seem as if there is some sort of three-pronged slot as well. That also means that, Pixie, you have gained your first point of doom.
Boom, boom, boom.
This time you hear, it's hard to tell whether it's coming from further down the hallway or overhead, as if like a floor above you. But you do hear some slow footsteps creaking the wood. Yeah, I will say that it's just above you. Seems like just the floor above you. You hear some footsteps walking. They don't seem particularly heavy, but there's an odd cadence to them. Almost, it's irregular, almost shuffling a little bit. But you hear those footsteps creaking overhead for a moment, and then silence. Okay.
Can I put the key in the slot?
You certainly can. It does, in fact, fit in. It opens, and you look down. You see what looks like a shaft leading down with wooden sides. It on one side, some planks have been hammered into it to create some sort of ladder. And it looks like it goes down for about 30 feet or so. You can't really tell what's at the bottom. Not from here.
I have a flashlight. Does that help?
Yeah. So. I should use this as a bookmark. When you shine the flashlight down here, it reflects. It looks like there's like water or something at the bottom of it. It's almost like looking at the bottom of a well.
I've seen this movie. I don't like it.
I'd prefer to keep my shoes dry.
Okay.
I'll just close the hatch again.
Okay, you close it.
We're gonna be the most boring horror party ever because we're gonna just try to avoid all of the things.
Look, there's a fine line between being boring and being alive in horror situations.
You're muted.
You do hear knocking once again from the door, a little bit more insistent.
I guess I was gonna, since we've closed all these doors, who's up for opening one? Or at least peeking out to see what's out there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Look, I'm so charming. Let's see what happens. Well, first I want to, if there's like a little peephole, I'm going to see if I can see out.
Okay, so you're going back to the foyer? Okay.
Oh, yeah, if we're done, if we're done here, was there anything else you wanted to do? Other than just being like, what was in there?
It was just water. I don't want to go down there.
So you walk back to the foyer. I mean, it's not a long journey. And you see, you didn't really know, either you didn't notice it before, or maybe it wasn't there before, you're not sure. But there is a note pinned to the door that says, "Don't answer the door." And shortly after reading that, you hear the knocking again.
Can I look at the handwriting? Does the handwriting, is it similar to any of the other handwritings that we have seen thus far?
It looks like the same handwriting on the notepad that said, "They steal what we see."
Okay. But there's no peephole or space to see out the front door?
No.
Can I do...
I mean, there are windows, but...
just because this always yields a fantastically creepy result, I feel like. Can I do the knock, like shave and a haircut, but don't do the like 2 bits part? So it's just dun 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 dun, and then just see what happens.
There is no response, and just as you're starting to think, well, maybe not, Then you hear the...
Hmm.
Mm-mm. I'm gonna go with that note that said, "Don't open the door."
Oh, but what if that note? Well, what if that note is there to like?
Serious? Everything here is scary.
I mean, we're putting a lot of faith and trust in the note that says, "Don't do the thing we already kind of don't want to do." So I feel like that's a confirmation bias, you know.
I'm okay with that.
But like, let me go. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
We don't know anything about this person who's written the note. I mean, they could be bad. Right?
Yeah,
they could be like holding this person prisoner. We don't know.
All things being equal, although I feel like that is the outside of the house. Maybe like just kind of through the door, I just say, hello, who's there?
A few seconds pass, and then you hear more knocking.
I think they only speak in knocks. Could I?
Is there any sort of pattern to the knocks?
Yeah.
Is there like
Morse code?
Like Morse code? Yeah.
No.
No.
In I guess I don't know if Bo would know Morse code or not. Can I do a quick Google search? Morse
like,
code for like what's up?
I feel like at least one of you would know Morse. Well,
Hey, Opera.
yeah, sure. I feel like one of you would.
What's Morse code in Knox? For who are you?
Well, I happen to have a Morse to English seismograph in my forearm.
Why am I not surprised
Amazing.
at all?
Swiss Army knife of man. All right, yeah. In a very long series of knocks, I will knock out, who are you?
No. You just speak into my hand and it makes the knocks.
Oh, that's lovely. I love that so much. Yeah, I do that. But it's like the W, like it's WHO space letter R space like letter U, like old texting style.
Right.
Using the Opera browser.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a texting numpad. You have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that. Type out who are you. A few seconds pass, and then just they don't respond in Morse.
I guess we'll have to try out my Nintendo Ouija board.
I think it's just I was like, I'm pretty sure 3 short is S, so I think his name is just
My God, the room is full of snakes. We must go.
He's a snake man.
Snakes? Where?
Why has it always gotta be snakes?
It's always got to be snakes. Oh, yep.
Took the words right out of my mouth.
It is harder to put on sunglasses with these hood. Any case, yeah. Do you answer the door, or do you move on?
Hey, folks, I'm gonna vote that we come back to this door. Maybe we can find out some more information about who actually is behind it before, unleashing whatever unholy abomination is behind it.
I mean, that's fair. Do we want to try to find a window that we could see out of?
Yeah, I mentioned there are windows on either side of the door.
Oh yeah, can I just look out?
Mm-hmm.
Can I just look out one of the windows real fast?
Sure. You pull back the curtain on one of these windows. Before, okay, my display is freaking out a little bit. I really hope we don't crash. Fingers crossed.
No.
The house is eating my computer. When you pull back the curtain, all senses point to this room is lit as if there is sunlight, natural light coming into the window, muted, of course, with the curtains, and it brightens up a bit when you pull back the curtain. But actually looking through the window, it's just black. This inky black void that looks onto nothing.
There's this old movie that I found once in a library called Beetlejuice, and it kind of getting those vibes. And that also had a giant snake thing out in the yard. So um, I say we leave potential Snake Man that I will dub him until we figure out what else is happening out there. Yeah, let's just we'll put a pin in that and we'll come back to it later. Also, it sounds like from that letter seemed to imply that there was some sort of elevator, and that elevator seemed to be a theme today. So perhaps we should try to look for an elevator?
Yeah.
It makes it as much sense as anything else has today, so let's go for it.
Okay.
But also keep an eye out for weird, creepy men that smile at you.
And
Oh yeah.
children's creepy laughter.
Well, if those two that we have heard / seen so far are 2 of the 5 occupants, then well, we only have 3 more to avoid.
Oh, there you go.
That's a way to look at it.
Yeah.
I say let's just keep looking until we find something that's either not scary, or maybe seems kind of elevator-ish.
Okay. Then you, not opening the door, you then head back down the hallway, and you're back to what we see here, this view of the hallway with the curtains. Do you just continue straight on through?
Have we looked at all the doors in this hallway?
I mean, there was a door
2
behind the curtain on the left that held Opera. There was a hatch in the floor, and that is what you have found so far.
What was the room that had like door on the left, 2 on the right, 1 straight forward?
That was through the room where Opera was on the other side.
And I
Like
think that's
that
where we
room,
child
that
left.
the exit door,
Right.
allegedly.
Okay. I feel like I need like a blueprint map. Like.
Yeah, that's fair. So we'll say that this is your perspective, the picture that is both on the stream and in the chat of this hallway.
Yes.
This is the way you're facing. Through the curtain on the left, that is where Opera was. If you continue that direction, that's the hallway where you saw doors and heard the child's laughter. This hallway does continue straight on as well.
So the one direction we have not explored yet is the straightforward.
Yes, that is with the information that you have. Yes.
Do you want to go that way, guys?
seems to be the best option out of the 3 at the moment.
All right.
Okay.
Opera, why don't you go first?
Well, I have a crushing sense of doom about me, but I suppose it can only be improved with practice.
Well, we thought we lost him.
But look, this is just a hallway and there's no door. I figured it'd be easy.
Well, if nothing else, at least I can take a hit, I suppose. It certainly would be unfortunate, so if all of a sudden there was some kind of metaphysical change in the way my body works, it would make me more vulnerable.
You believe in the metaphysical?
But no, I meant my friend Meta. He is a very passionate lover.
Oh, goodness.
Gotcha.
I didn't even know you were into that kind of stuff. Oh, just fight it all.
Anyway, speaking of narrow corridors, I will walk down this one.
Excellent. Excellent. Yeah. So you do, in fact, continue on down this hallway. And as it turns the corner, you see what looks like the end of the hallway. Another little stretch here with a door at the far side. This part of the hallway the floor is covered by this ragged green carpet. And kind of stepping into this section, it's got this ragged green carpet. There's otherwise bare stone walls and this bare stone floor underneath the it says carpet I believe it's rug, like just this long runner rug. Bare stone floor, an arched ceiling as well. But as you kind of start walking down this hallway, you hear this strange, like, droning sound. It's kind of hard from this side to like really pick out what that is, but it's just almost like this humming or buzzing, droning sound. And it does seem to be coming from directly ahead.
Oh, I hate all of this.
And as you move, actually, yeah, that, do you continue forward?
Sure. I'm sure it's fine. We like machinery, right?
I have my shotgun ready, and I'm just sort of like, I'm behind Opera, so if I see anything coming, I will at least be able to like shoot over his shoulder at whatever is coming.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Bo's doing a full-on like using Opera completely as cover, but like peeking out from like behind his like rib cage or however tall you are. Just being like,
Pixie's behind everybody.
yeah,
Got it.
just looks like one person's walking towards the room.
Yeah. Note to myself for next time, I need to find, I think, a better color for the doom markers. It's blending in a little bit on some of you. Anyways, yeah. As you approach this door at the far end, you start getting the smell of rotting wood. Just like this rotted wood smell, almost of like decay. But yeah, you check the door, it is unlocked.
Let's open it.
Yeah, let's do it.
So you open this doorway. Yep. As you go inside. Yeah, there we are. This room, immediately you get hit by this smell. It's not unlike rotten eggs. This like just scent of decay. Like a marsh. There is this gnarled black leafless tree rising out of the middle of this shallow brackish pool here. Oh yeah, excuse me, send this picture to y'all. Thank you for changing that chat name there. The walls are stone, ceiling is vaulted, but there is no sunlight. It's no wonder that the tree is dead if there's no sunlight. And there are plenty of insects just sort of buzzing about, flying about the room, crawling across various surfaces, which seem to be the source of this droning sound. And in the back of the room, you do see a man standing there next to a heavy wooden door. He is reaching into a barrel next to him on the ground and pulling out massive handfuls of insects and spiders. They are swarming over his hand and arm, but he seems oblivious to this. It's the buzzing and flittering of insects here is pretty loud. What do you do?
He's reaching into the barrel, but the barrel's just full of the bugs, and then is he like scooping the bugs out, or is he trying to reach something in the barrel and the bugs are in the way? That's a weird question. I'm trying to get the visual down.
No, you're right. Yeah, it's like reaching and scooping up. There is this, so you catch this oblivious, this blank, glassy stare. He like is scooping out of the barrel, and then with a very like jerky motion, then kind of like straightens up, turns to this brackish pool, and like it's as if he's like dumping these bugs into the pond or towards this tree here. But bugs being bugs, a lot of them just sort of like fall off or fly off. It's not exactly the most efficient action that he is taking, but that is what he's doing, just kind of over and over.
He doesn't notice us, or like.
If he does, he makes no sign of that.
Well, I hate to interrupt a man in the middle of his work, but this seems ominous. And I don't like bugs.
I'm gonna take a step back into the hallway and switch out, because remember when I had to switch to the shotgun slugs on the ship?
Mhm.
I'm gonna switch out to my regular ammunition
Sure.
and go back to my position.
Okay.
Would we, in our, bag of holding or whatever, that we definitely have totally, I remember back a couple episodes, we had these like jumpsuits things that had like, didn't they have like face mask covering things? It was when we were in that place that got gassed or whatever. It was I think in the first series of elevator shafts that we were in.
Yeah, I think we had like 2 of them, maybe. Or did we all have them?
Because I thought we had some, and I think we gave one to the gardener or something.
Yeah.
Let me look at my notes.
Yeah.
Hold on.
The like.
Do a quick Control F. Suit.
Like these, like green kind of armor-looking suits. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had masks on them, but yeah, they had.
Because there was something involving. Oh, it didn't. That did not work. I just remember something with the gas chambers or gas involved. Because I was thinking, my thought is, if we happen to have those still on, we might not, which would make this totally moot. But if we had those, that could be potentially useful in case we want to go through this room and the bugs start getting, well,
Well, I also still have some smoke grenades, and I know it, even though for humanoids, it obscures their vision, but I've also been told that for insects, it helps calm them down.
I like that idea. Do we know what the spray radius is on those, or diameter, or whatever?
Out of character, I've used them enough. I'm pretty sure I'd know by now.
Yeah, it's a pretty
10
hefty
meters
area
per yard, but it's a 10 meter per yard square.
Yeah, it's like a big 5x5 square. It would cover the majority of this room. This room is not that large. Yeah, you could give yourself some cover with a smoke grenade.
Okay. So
it's up to all y'all if you want me to use it, but it's there for you.
Why don't we why don't we have that ready to go if they start to attack, but maybe they won't mess with us. Is there a door?
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
So this, thankfully, again, is the picture is the perspective through which you're looking.
Sorry, I keep forgetting there's a picture.
Yep. There is this big heavy wooden door in front of you on the opposite side, next to which this man is standing.
Does it look like it needs a key to open?
You do see a keyhole. You don't know if it's locked from here.
Right.
Oh man, I know it's called the darkest house, but these pictures are so dark.
Yeah. I'll also say, as you are here in this room, sort of weighing your options, you notice that you notice. You almost miss it thanks to the buzzing in this room, but you're just like a slight creaking of wood. You look up, maybe it's just your imagination, but it's almost as if the branches of this tree lean a little bit in your direction.
I start thinking about the incendiary shells I have in my pack.
Maybe the tree is the prisoner, though, you know? Maybe the tree wants help.
Then why is it reaching out like it wants to kill us?
I mean, that's just an interpretation. It could be reaching out because it could tell we're mostly well, I can't speak for all of us, but at least I probably am still mostly water-based being. But it is surrounded by water, but this water looks yucky, and there's also a lot of bugs in it.
Yeah.
So, maybe it just needs a little TLC.
And a little less bugs.
And a little less bugs.
I love your optimism, Bo, but I highly doubt that's the case.
I don't really have a green thumb, so I'm probably not the one to listen to, but it's what I hear. I should have called the gardener. I don't know if he actually knows how to garden, but is there like a phone a friend option here?
I mean, you can try and call him.
Just for fun. Text the gardener. Hey, you know anything actually about gardening? Just see what happens.
A few moments pass. You get a response. And said, "It is a hobby of mine, yes. What do you want to know?" Or rather, "It is a hobby of mine, yes. Why do you ask?"
Oh, shit. All right. I text back, well, we're in a hellscape. And currently, there's this situation, and I take a picture and send it. Should we water the tree, or...
When you're visiting hell, be sure to see the lovely treescape.
There, like, you see like 3 dots appear and then disappear and then appear again, and it's like, I don't know what you mean about hellscape, but that tree is certainly not healthy. It maybe if you fed like maybe if you gave it the right substance. I don't recognize the breed, but it seems as if maybe with the right, it is lacking the correct sustenance.
Interesting. I just text back. Thank you for that. Also, if you don't hear from us in a while,
Help!
we went down an elevator. I just texted basically where we went, how we ended up here.
Sure.
And, if we don't come back, tell, I don't know, let's go whoever to come maybe try to find us, or don't, I don't know. But also, in the meantime, can you do a quick Google search, research history on a person named, well, actually we don't have a last name, shit. Can you just do a quick generic search for a Philip and a Marjorie and a big scary house?
Sure. I don't know what to do with the rest of that information, but I will. Understood.
I'll send him just pictures. I'm just gonna just for my own sanity and the fact that we have a link to the outside world. I will just keep sending him photos of all the stuff we see, the letter and the notes, and just keeping a record of everything as we go, just in case he knows of anything that would be useful. I am so excited that worked. I did not expect to have reception here. Great. Right. So
what do you do?
Shall we well, from what Sean said, I have a feeling that maybe Shaw. Oh, Shaw. Oh, I always thought it was with an N. Well, from what he said, the tree maybe is missing something. So it could be water, but given that it's standing in water, I have a feeling it might be something more ominous, like blood.
Yeah, based on what we read when we came in here, that's a pretty good assumption.
Yeah, they seem to like blood here.
Yeah. You You can take a closer look at the pool if you want.
Sure. I'll go take a look at the pool.
Okay. You
Why
sort
does
of
it smell like iron?
peer into the pool here as the branches seem to lean over a little bit more. You see that the shallow roots here are surrounded by a few bones and a large, very large canid skull. Like some sort of like dog, or at this size, maybe even a wolf. All those bones are covered in this black slime. And as you look closer at it, it looks as if you see, like, in these bones, like there is some like body, like a midsection here. It looks as if this tree has sprouted from the midsection of this canid creature. Also, sort of amidst the bones, looks like you see a finger bone, like this digit bone, that looks like it has a ring on it, also covered in slime.
Huh.
What kind of ring?
I can't tell more than that.
Is it like a signet ring, or is it like a engagement ring?
You can tell that it's got, like, it's not just a plain band, it's got something on there, but you can't tell what it is. Not without cleaning, like, getting it or cleaning it off.
Anybody have one of those nifty cyber extendable arms? The go-go gadget grabby hand?
But I couldn't hear you. I was playing music on my iPod. It's got his hand, like, sprung out.
Yeah. I mean, as far as go-go gadget goes...
Hey, Opera, you got one of them go-go gadget hands?
Just don't stay, Zed. You're going to make it spring.
Oh, it brings me such joy. Can you get that? Can you get that ring off of the...
I just, like, reaches around in a pocket, pulls out a wire coat hanger, is like, "Don't tell mother," and he straightens it out.
Okay. As you get a little bit closer to, like, try and maybe, like, fish this ring out of the pool, take a few steps closer to be able to reach, and that is with terrifying speed. The branch reaches down like a hand and goes to grab you. I need you to please roll to defend against this attack. Please roll your 3d6 and add your rating of 5.
Oh no, I'm so sorry, Opera. Oof.
Wowza.
The worst outcome.
So that is Snake Eyes up to a 7, with the house die being higher than that. So the house is definitely going to act.
So can I choose to add that to my roll?
You can. So if you're considering calling on the house to do this, so for the folks at home as well, I've told the players this. My concession is that it feels like it is in. Sometimes I will choose whether or not to reveal what the target number is to the players. But if they're considering calling on the house, I will tell them whether it makes a difference or not, because it feels in bad faith to have a failure, doom point, and house action all as like a gotcha. Unfortunately, in this case, this house die is not going to make a difference.
Yeah, I didn't think so. It doesn't even get me to the EV.
Yeah, so even if you added that would be an 11, which is not going to do it in this case. So the three of you who aren't Opera watch. Opera, you feel this branch with surprising dexterity wrap around you, and you not only feel it physically crushing you a little bit, but it's almost as if it's almost as if like the branches are themselves a sponge, and you feel as if your life is starting to drain out of you, but in a rush, it like this hollow opens up in its trunk and it just like pulls and stuffs Opera inside and the bark closes back over. And that is where we are going to stop for the night.
Ah, shit, not again.
Man, trapped inside another tube.
Wood. For, some reason, it's the Opera just doesn't have a wood setting. It's like a sonic screwdriver.
No, I don't.
All right, back to the main screen here. Yeah. All right, this is a longer one, but let's quickly wrap up here as things went perfectly fine in the house. Why do you ask? So the usual attributions first, the music and sound effects and voice mods were a combination of voice mod and tabletop audio. No Incompetech this week, just tabletop audio. And that also includes the horror soundtrack. And of course, Quelmar is sponsored. The Quelmar realm is sponsored by Arkenforge, which Arkenforge is, if good lord, why every single time Word documents are apparently difficult for my computer. Arkenforge is, of course, the all-in-one toolkit for game masters to run games in person or online, or a combination of both. Maps, music, tokens, and more. Arkenforge comes with a 28-day free trial and is the engine behind Quelmar campaigns like the Baker's Bodega, as well as the spiritual predecessor to this campaign, Get Submodule, the Paranoia campaign. You can use the code TheQuelmarForge for $5 off your purchase of the Master's Toolkit today. May I stick that into the chat? There we go. And yes, Arkenforge does have native multi-screen support, so you can have your DM screen as well as projecting out a player view with Fog of War to your players, as well as native touch support if you've got a screen that supports that, so you can move your own minis and it will move your character around on the map. Really, really slick stuff there. And also, real quick, our website, as always, is quelmar.world, or the Discord if you're interested in getting involved with Quelmar, running a game, maybe playing a game, whatever it might be. We are a 501c3 non-profit charitable organization designed to bring people together for storytelling. There should be no barriers to storytelling, whether that's people or resources. That is what we are here for. Check us out at those links, as well as, of course, the curated chronicles of Quelmar. So much like the lore that we are creating with this story, we've got a whole decade full of lore and setting. If you would like to run your own game in Quelmar, all the content in this book, all the words and art are all sourced from our community. No AI art here, all in-house. As well as you might notice on the back of the section, there is a sort of brief guide to various game systems that you might check out and like what is an appropriate Quelmar setting for any of them. There is, in fact, an entry blurb here that I wrote for The Darkest House in this. So, yep, right here. It's good stuff. Okay, speaking of, yes, so this, as mentioned, is the Darkest House system. I will do a shout out. I'll also put it in the VOD description. But Darkest House is a horror TTRPG system designed by Monte Games. They have a lot of great stuff, and this is excellent. I can vouch for it. You can buy just the straight up book, but you can also its original iteration, much like we're doing now. There are a couple extra hoops that we're jumping through to make it stream. But it's all virtual, so it's its own computer program. It's got all the guide, the rooms, all the bits and bobs as a game master to run it, and it's got all these links and pictures and text and everything built in so that you can message your players and like, this is what you're looking at. Or, yeah, it's all really, really cool. I've run it a handful of times at various Quelmar things. So far, it's just been one shot, so this will be a like 1.5 shot. So, yeah. But yes, the tagline, and I'll move on. It is a descent into horror for the game you're playing right now. It is designed from the ground up to just weave in to the game that you're already playing, no matter what game system it is. 5e, Pathfinder, Monster Hearts, Monster of the Week, whatever it is, this can easily, and is designed to, fit in. Yeah, so that's my pitch for Darkest House. It's great stuff. Right, so let's go around the horn here. Plugs, if any, roses and stars. Roses, shout out to a fellow player. And stars, what you're looking forward to, what you'd like to see more of. We're nearing the end of the campaign, so but yeah, good stuff. Who would like to go first? And we'll popcorn from there. Angela.
Okay, nothing to plug, but roses, Pixie, stellar flying, always. Pixie is the best. Bo, singing a gardener about a tree. And Opera being defeated by a wooden door. But with dignity, so.
Mostly.
And and Jonathan for running the Darkest House. Like, this is really scary and awesome at the same time. So
that's exactly the target I'm hoping for.
There you go. As for stars, just trying to GTFO with all of our asses intact collectively.
Hopefully. We'll see.
Hopefully.
Go ahead and popcorn it.
Oh, who have I not? Matthew?
Sure. Yep. As usual, no plugs. Roses. I don't know. I'm going to give it to Jonathan for the reveal midway through the session, the costume change, and the system pivot. And I wanna call out not just the DMing, but also the style. And I guess for stars, I am looking forward to, and I say this with mixed feelings, the finale, because I will not be here next week.
Yes, I will. Last thing I will talk about is schedule after we've gone through these. But yes, unfortunately, Matthew is not going to be with us next week for the penultimate session. I did not, affect or fudge the rolls at all, but it worked out perfectly that Matthew failed his roll against the tree, because then that's a nice narrative.
Snake eyes.
Yes. Will Opera be okay? Maybe. Hopefully. But at the very least, this will track with Matthew being gone next week. So, cool. And go ahead and popcorn it. Yes, thanks, Jeff.
Sorry. Let's do Ashley.
All right. My rose is to all of us this time because we're entering a new little fun system and getting to learn new mechanics and crazy stuff and dealing with horror, scary thingies. And then my star is hopefully we all survive. And I look forward to seeing how we get out of this house because it's scary.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No big deal, right?
Probably. Yeah.
So we...
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my stars are, to Jonathan for incorporating so many different, or at least other systems into the cyberpunk thing and doing it so creatively.
Thank you.
And I also, yes, for the style change. I'm obviously a big fashion fan, so chef's kiss. And it kind of mix or a double, I don't know, rose, whatever, to Jonathan and Matthew, because I don't know if you could tell, but when you were like, you look out the window and you see on the beach, and as soon as you said beach, I was like, come on, let it be her, come on. And you said, yeah. And then he's like, you see an old woman. And I was just like, you're off. I love a good narrative reveal, and that made my heart so happy. So yeah, that was fantastic. And yeah, just good RP all around. It's my bread and butter. I love that shit. And what I'm looking forward to is I don't know. I just love scary stuff. I don't know if I said this on stream or not, but yeah, one of the first things I ever played with Jonathan was a game of Darkest House that he ran, and it was an absolute blast. However, we were slightly outshone by some music or another game that was happening in another room. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
A little bit.
so some of the spooky vibes got a little less spooky. So I'm excited for ultimate spooky vibes now that we have control of the space.
Yeah, for sure. Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Anything else?
No, I'm just looking
Okay.
forward to all the spooky vibes.
Excellent. Yeah. When in the instances where I have run this in person, I do my best, of course, to like dim the lights. I've used puck lights, like with that I can change the color for depending on the room. Music, of course. Yeah. Can't do light dimming exactly in this environment, but I can do music and sound effects. And sharing all of like the pictures information is actually a lot easier virtually. So that makes things slick there. Yes, okay. Yeah, let's wrap. There was something I was going to say, I think, but I can't. Oh, yes, of course. Yes, it was always in the future, always in the plan to have an appearance by Spider Mom. So I thought that leading the charge, storming the beaches, felt very appropriate. This Cyber Spider Mom just helping save the day. I originally had hoped that Opera would be part of that scene, that reveal, but yeah, that's just how it all shook out. Anyway, so like I said, this is the anti-penultimate session. There are 2 sessions left, one next week, and then one, we're going to take a little bit of break, just how our schedules lined up. It'll be a month after that. So what that means is our final 2 sessions are going to be, I will give you the exact dates, July 31st and then August 28th, 4 weeks after that. So those are our last 2 sessions. As mentioned, Matthew will not be here next week, but everybody will be here for the finale. Of course, that was like the one, obviously, finale that was like a must-have. Got to have everybody for the finale of the campaign, if at all possible. And it is. That's why it's adjusted in time a little bit. Yeah. I feel like I'm forgetting something. I probably am, but yep, that's all business, I believe. So, of course, what's left but our sign-off? You know it and love it. As these redemptions come in, you know what time it is. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Keep
rolling
those dice.
It's fun to see them go click clack. Bye.